We are live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, for the people in US, and good evening for the people in India. As you can see, it's a full house. The house is full on Cricket Adda today. Welcome to episode 11 Cricket Addicts IPL Retention Special. The wait is finally over. The BCCI and the IPL Governing Council have finally announced the rules for the IPL retention. We were waiting for it for over a month. So let's start with the rules. First of all, I will introduce the panelists. Kevin, as usual, is back again in a new look with a clean shave. I don't know for whom. Maybe he has got an offer from Punjab Kings as an analyst. Are you teaming up with Ricky Ponting, Kevin?
Not yet. I'm waiting for things to get finalized and to receive my offer letter. I provided them my resume and I hope things work out soon. And I'll join them maybe in November for the auction.
November in for the auction. The auction is in Saudi Arabia, so get your visa ready for that. I think it's visa on arrival for all Indian citizens. Joining us after a long time is Nikhil Potnis, SRH fan. Nikhil, you seem to be sitting in a studio where you in talks with the SRH team management before this podcast.
No, but I'll try to give as much information as I have about it. If I had information, I would.
Yeah, yeah. I think Nikhil has some inside information from the Sunrisers Hyderabad, which we will get into details. We will get team discussions as well. Before that, two more panelists. We have somebody making his debut on Cricket Addicts, Vivaswan Damle from Pune, who is a MI fan. I was expecting him to wear the MI jersey because I have my popcorn ready when the MI discussion starts. It's not gonna be easy with so many big stars, isn't it, Viv?
Yeah, that's true. MI jersey I'll wear more on the day of the auction and the IPL. For now, today we also have the India-Bangladesh match, so India jersey for today.
Yeah, supporting India as we speak. Mayank Yadav and Nitish Kumar Reddy have received their caps, which means LSG and SRH are not happy because they are not uncapped anymore. Joining us is Somit Chintam from a very, very aesthetic background. Somit, where are you? Are you in the Himalayas?
Yes, for me, this is my Himalaya. So I'm on campus now, one of the greatest locations, I would say. Yeah.
In the history of mankind.
No. On Georgia Tech.
In Georgia Tech.
On, on,
Somit
on
Chintam.
Georgia Tech campus. Yeah.
Somit Chintam is in the Georgia Tech campus. So if any girls are interested in talking to him, you can reach
There
out
are
to
no
them.
girls over here. It's
That is
Sunday
fine as of
morning.
now. Sunday morning,
Yeah.
of course, we are live on Cricket Adda for the IPL retention special. This is going to be a huge discussion, an intense discussion. 10 teams, so many rules. Let's uncover all the rules now. Let's start with the auction purse. Bottom of the screen, auction purse set to 120 CR. Last year it was 100 CR. Kevin, इनका भी पैसा बढ़ रहा है, हमारा कब बढ़ेगा?
I don't know. It's good for the game of cricket that they've increased the purse by 20 crores and the salaries of a lot of players are going to increase. And I think it's a good move. How they find the right balance and ensure that the players are not exploited will be seen as we go further into this cycle of the auction. But I think the new rule that has come in with every player who's in the squad who makes it to the playing 12 is going to get 7.5 lakhs. It's a good it's a good planning going forward.
Yeah, Somit, as Kevin just briefly mentioned, match fees. Each player who plays a game, irrespective of his auction money, each player who plays a game will now receive a match fee of 7.5 lakhs per game. So Somit, if you play 3 matches, you get 22.5 lakhs. I think that should be more than enough for the rest of your life. So are you planning in entering your name for the auction?
Yeah, I will plan. That's a lot for me, actually. So I would definitely give my name, but no one will select me, like based on my performance, first of all. But what I would like to say is they are more focusing on money, which is a good thing and a bad thing as well. Like this will definitely monopolize the game. IPL is monopolized. Like there is no other league in the world, like the domestic league in the world, which can give competition to the IPL. IPL is getting bigger. That's a good news for us. That's a good news for everyone. But there are many loopholes as well, like a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, we will get into the bad things of the IPL as well because I think Kevin has a lot to discuss about that. We have another guy joining us. It's a full house, as I mentioned. The house keeps getting fuller and fuller as Shabby joins us. He will start his camera in a bit, I would expect. But let's go to the main rule now, which everybody is waiting for, and I would like to get in Nikhil here. So, teams can retain up to six players, a maximum of five capped, and a maximum of two uncapped via a combination of retention or right to match cards. So the right to match cards are back, and Nikhil would be happy with the last sentence. No cap on Indian or overseas players. So SRH can retain Henrik Klassen, Pat Cummins, Travis Head, Aidan Markram, Glenn Phillips, Fazuluk Farooqi. I don't know who else, but Nikhil, what do you make of this? Six players can be retained at max. We haven't come to the salary caps, which is the major twist the BCCI has bought in. But first of all, just thoughts on this: six retentions at max.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, first we talked about the match fees. Also, I think the one more point about the match fees is that if you get someone like from Punjab Kings, Ashutosh Sharma, right? He played a lot of matches and he wasn't picked up for a lot of money. So now he gets his deserved compensation because he I don't know, he was picked up for maybe like 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, something like that, 50 lakhs maybe
Yeah, 20
in
lakhs,
the
20
auction.
lakhs. Yeah.
20 lakhs, yeah. And then he ended up being a very important part of their team, and he might have felt he deserved more compared to other stars, and now he gets that compensation. But yeah, going back to the retentions for a team like Sunrisers, for a team like KKR, I think it's good because I think we heard in the news that a lot of these owners were actually they wanted to retain a big chunk of their team, and teams like Sunrisers and KKR wanted to do that. I'm sure Mumbai also wanted to do it, and Chennai also wanted to do it, and now they can retain a lot of their players, a lot of their core players. They're an important part last year in their team, and they want to keep as much of that squad as they can. So for them, it's good. The uncapped rule is not uncapped. The overseas rule is good as well. Um, Getting especially for a team like Sunrisers, because I didn't expect actually that there'll be basically as many as you want, six players, even if you want overseas. I thought maybe they'll do like three Indian and two overseas just to maintain that image of like local talent goes first and then overseas is second priority. But they've said no, listen, you can retain as many overseas as you want. So yeah, that's good for a lot of teams, and a lot of teams will be happy with that. As you said, the teams can decide whatever combination of retentions and right to matches they want. I think the key over here in the auction will be obviously to set a price for a player, and then decide basically if the cap that the BCCI has provided, if that cap is worth going for that player, if you're going to get less for him in the auction, if you're going to get more for him in the auction, and then you have to evaluate. But that is like one of the toughest things, I think, because as we all know, auction dynamics are very strange and anything can happen, and it's very unpredictable. So yeah, that will be the main challenge for all these teams.
Yeah, Nikhil makes a great point there about auction dynamics. I think we all have been part of what we can call a fantasy auction in what we have played. All have been part of that. Say we put in a budget for a player and it always goes over budget. There is no way you can predict a certain player will go in such certain range and you will guarantee that this person will come under this budget. So that's something which teams need to consider. The variability is something which the teams need to consider, whether to retain them, whether to wait for them with the RTM, because the next rule is what makes it very interesting. And I would like to get in Viv on here: the retention slabs. They're not as straightforward as it seems. Earlier, the prices used to decrease in an order. By the way, four people have joined us on the stream. So if you have any questions about any team, just shoot them out and we will try and answer them in this podcast. So, Viv, the retention slabs: 18 crore, 14 crore, 11 crore for the first three players, exactly how it used to be earlier as well. This is where the twist comes in. If you retain a fourth player, he has to be paid 18 crore again. and fifth player 14 crore again. So this is kind of a thing which the BCCI is maybe ensure that teams don't retain more than three or at max four, with the fourth being an uncapped player, because an uncapped player can be retained in 4 crores. What do you make of this rule? Because this is something which the BCCI has thought out of the box, I think.
Yeah, so the auction is one of the most watched events, sometimes more than many of the matches as well. And I feel that PCCI has given the owners what they want while still keeping its own interest intact. Because if you want, you can retain up to six players, but first three, as it was earlier, you can still retain at the same prices. But if you want to retain the next two, then 32 CR for the next two players. That's a big chunk of the total purse. So yes, the teams will have an option. If you want to retain, go ahead, but then you need to be willing to shell out that extra amount. So I feel this is a very fair assessment. And plus, one more thing is that 18 is a limit which BCCI has set. If some team wants to go beyond 18 as well, the team can do so. Because, for example, say a Virat Kohli or say a Bumrah, if he feels that if I go into the auction, I'll get more than 18 CR, and if he demands 20, then the team can also give 20 for that player, and the balance portion will be deducted further from the purse. So I think that is one rule which I read additionally. So last year we saw Cummins and Stark going for a lot, and I feel Bumrah will, although it was just a single auction and not a mega auction, but I feel players like Bumrah, Virat Kohli might take that as an option and actually get even higher than 18. So 75 is what we are expecting as the deduction. Some teams might have to shell out even more than that.
That's a great point which Viv makes. Earlier, if you remember, 2018 mega auction, 15 CR was the cap as for the first player retention. Kohli asked for 17 CR. Similarly, in the 2022 mega auction, KL Rahul asked for 17 CR. So you won't be surprised if a player instead of 18 CR asks for 20 CR, and that's the amount which will be deducted from the purse, not 18 CR. Say Bumrah asks 20 CR, 20 CR has to be deducted from your purse. As Viv mentions, if you retain all five players, 75 CR are removed from your purse. You will just have 45 CR left to build the rest of your team, which is a huge chunk of the money. It's around 65% of your whole purse for just five players. Uncapped player 4 CR. Uncapped player, let's get there, because that's where the game has changed again. They bought this old rule back, and Somit Chimtam is not happy because his CSK fans are happy, and as an MI fan, he's not happy at all because Dhoni will hit 20 or 4 balls and again win the match for CSK. Uncapped status now. Capped Indian players, again, read it carefully. Capped Indian players who haven't played in international cricket in the last 5 years can be uncapped, which means MS Dhoni is uncapped, Mohit Sharma is uncapped, Sandeep Sharma is uncapped, Amit Mishra, the legend, is uncapped, Piyush Chawla is uncapped. And most of you might not know this, but the 3D player Vijay Shankar is uncapped as well because he last played a game in the 2019 World Cup. Somit, what do you make of this rule? This was the rule number 7 in the BCCI's list of rules. Was it for somebody who has a number 7 at his back?
It was. It is. Yeah, it was made for him, I guess, because I think from the last 2 years, this was in their like mind, in BCCI's mind to do something like this. I used to see a lot of news as well on this. So yeah, I think it might be a good decision, I would say. But I don't think so. CSK will be going for Dhoni now because they have to cross that fourth barrier, which is set 18 crores to get over there to get the uncapped player.
No, no, no.
So
You
yeah.
can retain Dhoni as the uncapped player. Three
Oh, like the
retentions and
fourth.
Dhoni. Yeah, Dhoni can
Oh,
be the
okay, okay,
fourth
okay.
uncapped player. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, they would definitely go for that. Yeah.
I think Viv was messaging me separately saying that CSK just saved 7 CR, isn't it, Viv?
Yeah, I mean, the only two people benefiting out of this thing is BCCI, since Dhoni will bring more eyeballs so they can charge the viewership rights more. And the second team is CSK. So Otherwise, they would have had to use the third retention, which is
Correct.
11 CR,
Correct.
and now they can get Dhoni for 4 CR. So, I mean, direct 7 CR benefit to just a single franchise because I don't see any other players who are actually fit enough to get that 4 CR limit. And Piyush Chawla is a good candidate, but even in the open auction, he might not
Yeah.
cross 4 CR.
Correct.
So,
Correct. Correct.
this
And
is
that's a
the
really
rule
good point.
made. Yeah, so this is a rule made specifically for one player, and I feel how just that is something to see. But I guess money talks and Dhoni talks, so we can't really do much beyond that. So we have to contest the auction as it is.
Money talks and Dhoni talks. What a line! I think that's the that's the tagline for today. Somit, I think you
Will
want
Yeah.
this
to jump in.
rule be scrapped after Dhoni retires? What do you guys think? Because it's for Dhoni, right?
So the interesting point which BCCI told is that this rule has been in place from 2008, but nobody
Yeah.
has ever used it. It was scrapped in 2021, and now it has been bought back. So I'm not sure exactly was this rule actually a part of this whole retention rules process because no team has ever used it. You haven't seen players play after being retired for more than 5 years. So it's like a very strange thing, but whatever it is, as we've said, money talks and Dhoni talks. I think we can
Funniest
get
thing will be if
yeah.
Dhoni, being Dhoni, at the end, right before the auction, decides that okay, I don't want to play this year, so this rule will become moot. It won't have any effect at all on the auction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the CSK CEO said that we have still not decided on Dhoni. It's obvious that if he plays, he gets retained as an uncapped player. Let's get in Shabby here as well. I think he will have to keep his camera off for some time, but we can get him here because there are a couple of rules which are for the overseas players. And the BCCI has put in some really, really interesting rules. So, overseas players must register for the mega auction to be eligible for the mini auction. Missing registration bans them for an year. So basically, if they don't register for a mega auction, they can't be part of the mini auction next year because some players, as we all know, didn't get weren't being part of the mega auction and then suddenly coming in a mini auction getting 24.75 cr, 20.25 cr. Yes, I'm talking about Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins. You can have, say, a Sam Curran 18.5 cr, Cameron Green 17.5 cr, whatever amounts you're talking about in the mini auction. So Shabby, if you can join in here just quickly about these overseas players. If not, Nikhil, what do you make of this? I think it's a pretty fair rule because players were gaming the system.
Yeah,
Yep, yep, I can
players were.
speak. Sorry, am I audible properly?
Yeah,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I'm joining from mobile for some time. That's why I couldn't turn on the
yeah, yeah,
camera.
yeah. No issue.
But yeah, I mean, as you rightly mentioned, this rule is specifically came up after the Mitchell Stark saga and other players which have backed out at last moment. Jofra Archer should be mentioned here. So, I mean, good way to ensure that players are coming. And the main thing is people now know after Mitchell Stark and Pat Cummins that how much they can earn in the mid auction as compared to mega auction. Here now, no one can go above 18 crore, right? And even if they go, the money will go to the charity, I guess, or
BCCI, BCCI, BCCI
PCCI.
is
Yeah,
the charity.
exactly. So anyway, but I can't see any bids also happening above 18 crores because the people don't have money in this auction. I feel mega auction. So yeah, I mean, good rule from franchisee point of view and from overall IPL point of view, but not a good rule for those foreign players who are looking for more money for coming to India.
True. Also, another big rule is that if a player withdraws after being picked, I'm talking about Jason Roy and Adam Zampa, straight up taking names here because why not? If a player withdraws after being picked, and this is again, I think, is mostly for overseas players, they will be banned for 2 seasons. So you can't be part of the IPL for 2 seasons if you don't show up after being picked, obviously, because what used to happen is some players used to get picked on the base price and then they're like 2 ही करोड़ मिल रहा है क्यों जाना है, and they never used to come. And then now if you do that, you can't play the IPL for 2 years. Another big rule coming in is that the impact player rule will continue until 2027. Unfortunately, I don't know why the BCCI thinks up till 2027. uh, I mean, nobody thinks so far ahead, but whatever it is, this means that Indian
Yeah,
players
if it if the
yeah.
if the if if it doesn't work again like last year, I mean last year it was okay, but if it gets worse for some reason, they'll
Mhm.
scrap that. I don't think like I think already there were a lot of people who weren't
Correct.
too happy about it. So again, if they get a lot of negative reception about it, they might scrap it.
Yeah, because again, we are not getting all rounders. I mean, Gambhir is trying his
Exactly.
best
Yeah.
to get Riyan Parag as an all rounder. Nitish Kumar Reddy has
Yeah.
been picked in the Indian team. Nikhil, I will
Yeah.
keep reminding you that Nitish Kumar Reddy is no more an uncapped player. And the
Yeah.
last
I
rule
mean, I
is,
have a
yeah,
different, I have a different thing that I think I think his whole thing is the Australia series. I think they need a Shardul Thakur replacement,
I think
and he was
that's a
picked.
big jump you're taking here. Nitish Kumar Reddy for the
He was picked
Australia
for the
series.
Dulip Trophy
Yeah,
matches, even though
yeah.
he didn't play a lot of red ball cricket, and his
Hmm.
record is also not very good.
Hmm.
And he's mainly a number seven, number eight, or at least he used to be before
Hmm.
the last IPL. I think he's being eyed as like a Shardul Thakur, bowling all rounder kind of replacement.
Let's keep it to us. We will get with the Border Gavaskar Trophy discussion later on. But now I will want to bring in Kevin here because, as we said, each team has a right a combination between retentions and RTMs, but the RTM again is not straightforward. BCCI is just confusing all the people. RTM with a twist. If a team uses RTM on a player, the original bidding team, which won the auction, gets one more chance to increase the bid by any amount before the final decision is made by the team using the RTM. Kevin, so for example, we'll give an example here R. Ashwin, which is the common example on Crick Buzz as well. If R. Ashwin's bidding is going on, RCB say win it for 6 crore. Rajasthan Royals, who had this player earlier in the last season, if they use the RTM for R. Ashwin, now RCB has a chance to increase the bid from 6 CR to 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever amount they want, say 9 CR. Now RR will be asked again if they still want to exercise the RTM. If not, RCB gets the player. If yes, RR gets the player. So the player which they might have got for 6 CR will now will get it for 9 CR because of this new rule. What do you make of this, Kevin?
I think it's a very good rule because if you see the rule separately as an individual, you'll feel it's a little surprising. But what the BCCI has done, they put three rules in place. So you want just to avoid a situation where a team would retain six players up front. You've had this rule come in where the fourth and fifth retention is 18 and 14. So now team is going to think, are my fourth and fifth retentions worth 18 and 14, which is equivalent to my first and second retention. And to avoid that situation, they would rather prefer sending the players back into the auction and expecting them to RTM them for lower prices. But someone else's trash can be someone else's treasure. So in that case, you can avoid that situation where a team is trying to acquire the player for cheap via the RTM. So they've given this opportunity to every franchise to up their ante in case you want to avoid a situation like the 2018 IPL auction where Faf du Plessis was involved in a bidding between Kingsland Punjab and CSK. So uh, Kings started with 1.5, CSK 1.6, Punjab 1.7, and the CSK backed out. And no, just because nobody bid, Punjab was awarded the player, but CSK had the right to match, and they were lucky to get him for real cheap. So in this case, even though Punjab may have had a budget of 4 crores, they weren't able to acquire him for 4 crores. So it's a really good rule in place, and it wouldn't have worked without the other two rules in place. So I feel this makes the auction much more interesting. It'll also make it a little bit lengthy as well and longer, but it'll be fun. So that fun element of the auctions, like we've said, I think the auctions are going to be much more dynamic and interesting rather than the games itself. So it's a good rule, and I hope the rule continues.
Yeah, I think Kevin gave us a great example as well. That's why we have Kevin on the podcast, by the way. He remembers everything. 2018 auction, 2014 auction, 2012 Jadeja ban, 2016 auction, draft, say which RPS team choose which player first. Kevin remembers everything. That's a great example for Faf du Plessis because, say, Punjab would obviously have a budget of 4 CR, but CSK got him for 1.7 CR. In this case, Punjab would say like 4 CR, and then the price will increase, and then CSK obviously will have another chance whether to use the RTM or not. So yeah, as Kevin mentions, the auction might be lengthy, but who cares? The auction, everybody wants to watch it. Everybody wants to watch which player goes to which team at what price. Let's get into the teams. Should we? Now the rules are done. It took 25 minutes for us to understand the rules. I wonder what amount of time the teams might need, because they are not as smart as we are they, Kevin? If they were, they would have won the IPL. Punjab Kings, I'm talking about you once again. The
Just one,
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
one thing to highlight that we are a full fans, and India women's team has beaten Pakistan in the World Cup. So I feel that should be something worth
Yeah,
applause. So
definitely, definitely.
let's go, Team India.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they lost the first game by a huge margin, so it's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
going to be difficult to make it to the semis. They might have to defeat Australia, which itself is a challenge. So the rules are done. Now let's get into the teams. And this is the time where I share my screen, and there are Excel sheets which come into place, because we are not normal analysts or normal cricket fans. We have a lot going on here, isn't it? So let's start here. I will share an entire window so that it will become easy for us to understand. But where did I? Okay, yeah, yeah. Let's go. IPL retention 2025, IPL auction 2024. So these are the squads. Which team do we want to start with? Somit, I will give you an option. Which team do you want to start with?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Oh, then I have to get my popcorn, because that's gonna be a huge discussion. Let's start with Mumbai Indians. Viv, do you want to jump in here, or Somit? You chose Mumbai Indians. Let's start with you. 18, 14, 11, 18, 14. Do you see all five retentions? Is Rohit Sharma staying with Mumbai Indians? Is Surya Kumar
That's a
Yadav the new
debate.
captain?
Mhm.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. So am I going first or Viv?
Yes, you are going first.
Okay. So of course, I would pick first as Jasprit Bumrah for
Jasprit
18 crores
Bumrah, first
because
retention. Okay.
yeah, and yeah, of course Surya Kumar Yadav, and then I would go for Tilak Verma. I don't think so. Rohit Sharma is making into this. Maybe like he wants to join a new team. There's a debate on this, but my fourth player would be Rohit Sharma, and then I
Okay.
would pick him. Yeah, and then Hardik Pandya.
So your captain is your fifth retention.
Yes,
Okay. So the
for
and
me.
are you looking for an uncapped retention as well, or will you get use the uncapped RT?
RTM for that. Yeah,
Okay.
RTM
Okay.
for that. Yeah.
So you heard it from Somit. Five retentions for Mumbai Indians, 75 CR he's shelling out for five big players, all the five big stars which we are talking about. Jasprit Bumrah, Surya Kumar Yadav. Yes, yes, Somit.
Third would be Hardik Pandya.
At
Fourth, Rohit
11
Sharma.
CR. At 11 CR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fourth, Rohit Sharma.
Okay.
And then Tilak Verma. And that's it.
So you are paying Tilak Verma 14 CR and
Oh,
Hardik Pandya
sorry,
11
sorry.
CR.
I'm confused. 14 CR for Hardik and 11 for Tilak Verma.
See,
Oh,
these are
thank
the
you so
And
much
the
for
strategy.
big
this.
question,
Thank you so
big
much for
question is
this.
like
Yeah.
how like what does like Hardik say if he gets only like 14 crore? I don't think he will be very happy. I think he looks at himself as like one of the top players in the league and he'll be thinking I should be getting 18.
I think the best way
Then
Mumbai can handle
retentions
it
get
is the.
complicated.
Yeah,
I think the.
let's get everybody here. Yeah, Kevin, go ahead.
I think the best way to handle it is the one who takes a pay cut will get the captaincy.
Yeah, the captaincy is also a different, separate
Yeah.
issue. Like, how are they looking at Rohit Sharma? I mean, we saw what happened with we saw what happened with him last year. So the
Yeah.
relationship is already a little bit tense. And now, if he
After the
goes
World
on
Cup, I
like
think it's not that tensed, maybe after
that,
the World Cup. But yeah, if we go back to IPL, then
No, I think
maybe
I think
yes.
Nikhil
I
is.
think the
Yeah, yeah, Kevin. Sorry. Yeah.
I think the question that each of us has to make individually is: do we feel Rohit Sharma is worth 18, 14, or 11 crores in this auction
Mhm.
as a
yeah,
player and as a
exactly.
captain? I think once we answer that question, I think everything falls in
Yeah.
place. So, if you want, I think we can. do you want to suggest each one's retentions, or how do you want to
Yeah,
go,
yeah, yeah. We will get
Shivam?
there, but I am loving this discussion. So I
We
think
can
what
talk about Rohit Sharma a bit. I
yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
how many of you think he's worth as he's not captain now, so we'll keep that out of the equation. I don't think even
Yeah.
if they retain
So
him, I don't think they'll go back to him as captain. I think Hardik is the captain, and if Hardik isn't the captain, then I think he will leave. I think there is no way he stays as not being captain. So how many of you guys think 11 crore is worth Rohit Sharma's value? Just as an
yeah,
opener,
so
looking at
what
his
I feel is that the five retentions I think everyone is agreeing on that the players will be the same. So I feel that Bumrah will be obviously the first retention in any team. So
correct.
Bumrah and Surya Kumar Yadav, I feel both of them will go for 18.
Okay,
Hardik
first
and
and
Rohit
fourth,
will,
correct.
yeah, Rohit and Hardik both will be set at 14
14, okay.
because Hardik, although he will get 4 CR lesser, but he is still continuing as the captain for me because making him captain for just one season amidst all the chaos, I don't think it
Hmm,
makes sense. And
correct.
post the World Cup, people's opinion of Hardik has also changed. I mean, they were very upset just because Rohit Sharma was removed in a not so properly managed way. But now I think post the World Cup situations have changed and Hardik Pandya's image and people's support for him has also changed since like 95% of the fans are quite fickle fans and instead of the player they just support one player and don't think about the team. So Bumrah, Surya Kumar Yadav 18-18, Hardik Pandya and Rohit Sharma 14-14 and Tilak I feel will go for 11.
11, yeah.
And for the uncapped player, I feel that Namandir could be the one who they go for because they were supporting him quite a lot in the initial stages, and later on also he came at number three quite a few times. So, and the best thing about this is all six players are sure to play in the 11. So basically, of the rest of the budget of 45 CR, we have to pick five which will play in the team, and rest are all backups. So then we can actually afford to spend the higher amount in the auction, in the retentions rather.
Okay, that's a very, very straightforward and interesting answer from Viv. Kevin, let's get you in here. Rohit Sharma question because Viv is suggesting that Rohit Sharma will stay despite Hardik being the captain. Do you see that being the case? Because I think we agree with the other things. Bumrah 18, Sky 18, Hardik 14, and Tilak 11 looks straightforward if Hardik is getting the captaincy, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with most of what we've said. The issue is, will Rohit want to play under
Hardik,
Hardik's captaincy?
correct.
Will
Yeah.
Bumrah want to play under Hardik's captaincy? Will Sky want to play under Hardik's captaincy? Because we're going back to that circle, back to 2020 three post the trade, because now we're again in the situation where Hardik, who's not India captain, is going to captain Mumbai Indians, which is such a popular franchise, and Surya Kumar Yadav, who has been given India captaincy, to play under an IPL captain. And how is this going to, how is this going to, work out? As something which I'm surprised. The best way that Mumbai can do it is ask, you make Surya Kumar Yadav the India captain, and I think all the other players would prefer to play under him, because I'm not sure would Tilak also want to continue under Hardik, especially after what the reports that we heard last time. The call from a business perspective that Indians has to make is: do you value Rohit Sharma at 14 crores? That is a question as a batsman, or do you feel that we can get an equivalent or a better younger player for that price range? Because he's not I don't know how many seasons he has left. We've seen his best. I think his best was a 417 season that we had last year. With I don't think there was any match winning knock in that. In fairness, Mumbai hardly won any matches, so there was nothing match winning about that season. But coming back to the point is, do you want to go ahead with Rohit Sharma as an opener? Because if you see the five players that we're listing out, we just have Bumrah as a bowler, and you have all batsmen. And I think batsmen can be, you can get better batsmen, but you can't get better bowlers. So you need to invest more money in the bowlers. And we saw this last three cycles where Mumbai Indians didn't have anyone to support Bumrah, and that's why that strategy backfired very badly. So I am not sure. I feel. it depends if Rohit Sharma wants to stay, they'll offer him 14 crores. If he doesn't want to stay, I don't see them RTM him, using the RTM for him. And coming back to what Viv said, I feel they will not retain the uncapped player right up front. They would use the RTM, and I think they have three really good candidates in Namantir, Nehal Vadera, and the third is Akash Madwal. I think they would like to keep him and see whether he can, because with the impact tool he can be really effective. He has that ability to get the ball to skid, and he is ability and is a you can say is the intensity with which he tries to bowl the Yorkers is pretty good as well. Normally, we see bowlers when they get hit to try to change the pace, bowl wide outside off some, but he goes to the Yorkers, and that's a really good skill to have. He didn't have a good season last season, but I feel with with much more better support, they can look towards that. And one question to the panel: does anyone think that Tim David is worth retaining or RTMing? Anyone?
RTM. I might consider him as an RTM candidate, definitely not a retention candidate. But yeah, I think this discussion is really interesting. Let's get in Nikhil on here and let's try and fill this as well because we have this in place. So I think we've mentioned his five, I think, sorry, six. So that's 79 CR gone. So there are no RTM options for him. Somit, can you just quickly repeat what you are talking about? 18,
Yeah.
Bumrah. I think Sky at
So
14.
yeah,
Tilak at 11. You said
yes,
who is at
and that's a RTM thing.
the 4
And
CR is an RTM. Okay, 18 CR you
yes,
said Rohit,
I I said Rohit. And
and
yeah,
then
if
Hardik.
Rohit don't want to stay, then I think that spot will be vacant. And the
Yeah,
other question is, if Rohit don't want to stay, then which team will be looking for him?
yeah.
What do
We
you
will
guys think on that?
we will
Oh
come
yeah,
to that discussion, but I think there are a lot of teams who will obviously
14.
want a
Yeah, 14
World
Hardik.
Cup
Yes, that's
winning
correct.
captain. Kevin,
Just one thing to add
yes,
about Rohit,
yes,
that
yes.
although Rohit hasn't really performed well in Mumbai Indians jersey, but his recent form is something different. He has completely changed himself. So even if we get a quick 10 ball 25 just to start off the play in a great fashion, then I feel even that will be a great contribution from Rohit. So we don't really need him to play the longer knocks now.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the quick fire 10-15 ball innings, if we get from him, then it will be a wonderful start because I don't think he is going to play anywhere below 200 strike rate, at least in the first 6 overs.
Yeah, if you're scoring 23 of 11 in a test match, hitting your first two balls for a six, then why not? You can definitely repeat that in a T20 game where the ball doesn't even swing. Kevin, just
Yeah.
quickly, your 3, 4 retentions, whatever you were thinking about. I think Bumrah, we all agree with is the first retention. Let's just lock in there. Yeah. Who is your 14 crore retention, Kevin?
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik
Tilak
Pandya,
Varma.
he's the captain. Okay.
Yeah.
11 is Tilak, I would say, suggest.
Yes. And
And then 18 is again Sky.
right. Yeah. And I would prefer if Hardik, steps down because I don't think he needs it at this stage in his career. So for this season, I think it's better to give the captaincy back to Sky. And I think the way I see Hardik Pandya, I think he would prefer to do that because he's lost a lot of things. I don't think he needs the pressure because uh, the way I see Mumbai Indians fans, I don't think they're going to accept him, even despite him helping them, helping India win the World Cup. So I think in the best interest of everybody, I think Hardik would prefer to step down and either have Sky or Bumrah captain because nobody's considering that even Bumrah has captaincy aspirations. So and
Yeah,
he's
according to him, he is the best captain
yes,
he has played under.
yes. So yeah, so I think my captaincy candidate would be Sky in this case. Yep.
Okay, so if Sky is the captain, then I think even Rohit would stay, right?
Yeah, but that's a call that Mumbai Indians have to take. Do they want Rohit at 14? And does Rohit want to play under Sky? Because the way we are seeing the market, I think Rohit has a much better market to captain and to build his own legacy. So
I think
and
he has already built his legacy. But yeah,
no,
I get your point there. I get your
yes,
point. What you're suggesting that he might not want to
So
play with for
Kevin,
Mumbai
you're
Indians.
dropping Rohit Sharma.
yeah, because I feel that if he plays for Mumbai Indians, he's all his fans are going to come back to Mumbai Indians, and it's a win-win for both. But if he goes to another franchise, I feel that he's going to get much more valued, and he would want that attention at this stage in his career because I don't see him playing another 2 years. in international cricket. So he can going to a team like maybe let's say Punjab or Sunrisers might kind of like give him 2-3 years more in the making. So that was my opinion on that. But yeah, it's risky also because
Yeah,
if you stay with Mumbai, you can retire with Mumbai. If you go to Punjab, after one season, he might be back into the auction or something like that.
See,
So
What
his
I think is there is still that emotional connection with
yeah,
Mumbai for
yeah.
Rohit Sharma,
yeah,
maybe.
It
exactly. I
depends
was
Yeah,
what he
going to say that.
wants. Yeah, it depends on what he wants. But
yeah,
at this stage in his career, I think he has the highest brand value that he ever had playing in the last 16 years. So
yeah.
it's all up to him and what Mumbai Indians have to offer on the table and off the table. So that's you know
off
it's a
the
question
table,
mark.
they are offering me nothing as of now.
Yeah,
But I think Nikhil, Kevin makes a great point. It's all up to Rohit Sharma at the end of the
yeah,
day. If Rohit Sharma wants to stay, I think Mumbai Indians will make some arrangement and try and retain him. Say 14 CR, say make Sky captain, whatever the arrangement is. But if Rohit Sharma doesn't want to stay, then I think they have no option but to let him go, isn't it, Nikhil?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's all what he wants, and I think it's also a financial decision as well for Mumbai. I mean, I agree with what you guys were saying that Rohit has kind of now turned into a different player than he was in the IPL. I mean, his IPL record is still not good, so that will still be a question. It will still be a worry. I think that can he replicate it in the IPL? I mean, of course he can, but will he do it? Um, so that will still be there. I mean, I just don't see Rohit Sharma like going back in the auction, something like that. I don't think the Mumbai will like allow that situation to happen. So I do think he'll stay. And I think they'll pay him. They'll come to a negotiation and they'll decide on what value they feel is appropriate, and they'll try to make Rohit feel that this is your home and you should stay, and you might not have many years left, and you might as well stay here, and the fans will be happy and this and that. So I think he'll stay. Um, again, like that's why I asked like 14 or 11 crores. I don't know if he's worth that money. Um, but yeah, I think I'd probably try to get him on 11 crores if he's happy to take that. If he's not, I'd be a little reluctant to push him to 14. But again, I think it's also a bit about the brand and the fans and how Rohit is feeling, and keeping him happy. So I'd be flexible on that. And if he's okay for 11, if he's not, I think 14 is also fine. Um, and just because there are so many options, right? I mean, Hardik will probably stay and he will be retained and he probably will be captain. And again, there's that question if he's okay with 11 or is he okay with 14. 18, yeah, 18 you can put Sky would be 18 100%. And yeah, 14 for Hardik and 14 for Rohit, yeah, something like that. And yeah, Tilak as well, I'd give 11.
Okay, so I think we have got. Oh, Shabby is remaining. I think he left the stage for some reason. Shabby, are you still online? As a MI
Yep,
fan,
I joined via laptop. I left the mobile. I'll turn on the camera very soon.
sure.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of things to say because not sure why. I mean, we took Mumbai as a first, so I really have a lot of things to say, and I'll try my best to not bring the fan bias in it. But
Yes, please jump in. Please jump in. We are
yeah,
loving the
so
discussion about the Mumbai
and
Indians.
I was listening to everyone here. So yeah, I mean, so firstly, let me talk about Ambani before we talk about Mumbai Indians.
Yeah, because see,
Ambani,
Shabby has the inside information. Let me tell you, Shabby
I
has
mean,
the inside information.
who's and who's of the world were present for the Ambani wedding.
Yes,
So why can't Rohit Sharma be in the Mumbai Indians team?
great point.
Don't they have the negotiation skills, or don't they have the all the assets in their armory to retain the player what they want? Where should the egos and where should the all the other things come up? I mean, everything can be discussed right on the table, sitting on the table. Four of the guys: Hardik, Sky, Bumrah, and Tilak Verma. If there is an issue, just discuss among themselves. Really want to stay or don't want to stay. But I guess Neeta Ambani, the kind of stature the woman has, she is, I mean, really good negotiator, and she will try to make happen what she wants. Okay, I mean, I
Yes.
don't see if she can't manages the thing on her side and let the players do the talking. I don't see that happening in the Mumbai Indians squad. I mean, and yeah, now talking about Rohit Sharma. So I'm absolutely don't see Rohit Sharma going to any other team because Mumbai Indians player retire as a Mumbai Indians player. That's the legacy the team has built. You saw what happened with Kiran Pollard. Kiran Pollard has not kind of finished his career. He is still playing well in other franchises, but in IPL maybe he was not fitting in. Mumbai Indians was not able to, I mean, get the exact maximum value from him. He had, I mean, absolute options to go into other team and perform like
Correct.
what he's performing in the other leagues. But
Yes.
Mumbai told him, if you don't play for Mumbai, I mean, that's your choice. I mean, he didn't go to other franchises, right? That's the loyalty Mumbai players have with the Mumbai team. So he stayed here as a coach. Same for Malinga. He went there as a coach for other team, but he came back to Mumbai again for a coaching. But he retired from Mumbai. He didn't play for any other team, as far as I remember. So I mean, Rohit Sharma is not going anywhere. I'm 100% sure. They will try to retain him at 14 or 11 crore. I feel the 11 crore should be the right slot for him, given
Mm-hmm.
that only 2 to 3 years will be left for his career. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone would agree that the players will only play for 2 more seasons, should not get the top two tires. So Bumrah, Sky, and Hardik should be distributed among 18, 18, and 14 slots that you have, the other three slots. And that would be decided again, the roundtable discussion that I'm talking about. The egos and the prizes would all come into that who wants 18, who wants 14, who is going to captain. I
Yeah.
really like the fact that the Sky could really be a good captain here at Mumbai because Hardik has now lost the India captaincy. So
Yes.
Hardik has one less negotiation point now that I'm the India captain and I want to captain this squad. No, you are not only India captain. He can be moved back if he agrees. Okay. So depends on that 18 to 14 crore that can be discussed. Now we have one more slot for Tilak Verma, right?
Yeah.
And maybe for Ishan Kishan.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Ishan Kishan, I guess, got 15.5 crores in the last mega auction, and MI
Correct.
used RPM card on him, right?
No, no,
Uh,
they bought him. We didn't have RTM cards last
oh, they
auction, but
bought
they
him at
bought him
15.5.
at 15.25. Yeah.
15.25, yeah.
Yes.
And his career is from on downfall since then.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
so the point is, I don't see Tilak or Kishan both getting 14 crores in the auction. So I guess they will use RTM card for this slot.
Okay.
So they won't retain the fifth retention of 14 crore. I feel
Okay.
they'll use RTM instead. And now talking about uncapped,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we already discussed the option Piyush Chawla, Naman Dheer, Akash Madhwal, right?
Correct.
Uh,
Nihal
I'm
Vadera.
Nihal Vadera, yeah. I'm a bit doubtful whether any of these will go actually for 4 crore in the auction. They will maybe go for 2 crore or maximum, I feel. So again, the uncapped could be RTM option for MI. But depends. I mean, that will depend on what kind of player they want to retain. If they really want Akash Madhwal, if they really want Nihal Vadera, they can retain at 4 crore. But I don't see them going for 4 crore in the auction. So they might use RTM there also.
Just to add on, I feel with the new rule of the RTM, I think these players can go for because at that time,
Mhm.
the when they're going to come into the auction on day two, uh, there will not be there'll be teams having some amount of money that they have for just 1 2 slots. So the moment a Naman deal comes, the auction will take place, and I think it might go for 2 crores. But the moment Mumbai says they want to RTM me as a Punjab, Kings supporter or an
Yeah, they
RR
can increase it
supporter, they'll
later.
just increase and say if you want to buy it
That is
because
really bad. Yeah.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
I feel that this these uncapped players who will not get retained prior to the auction, I think those guys will kind of like make some amount of money. But yeah, I'm
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry, sorry.
yeah, I was just going to say
Go
I
ahead.
was going to thank Shabby because he mentioned Ishan Kishan. I thought we almost forgot about him. Just to bring it up over here, I was just carefully doing my maths and I found out that Ishan Kishan in his I think he's played 9 IPL seasons, has earned around 70 crores. But Surya Kumar Yadav, on the other hand, has just earned uh, 40 crores in his entire 10-year IPL career. So it's a travesty, unfortunately. So if we've only been speaking about 18 crores. Like, I wish that if Mumbai could, give them a little bit more on paper, off paper, would be great. But if not, also we understand the auction dynamics. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tilak Verma is ahead of Ishan Kishan at this point
Yes.
of time because of his performance over the
But
last three
then,
seasons.
what
Yeah,
about keeping option? But Ishan Kishan
they,
is the
Yeah.
keeping
yeah, but they
They'll have
might
to
have
get
to
someone in the auction.
yeah, they might have to buy a new keeper in the
Yeah,
auction.
because these the last two these two IPL cycles, Mumbai were very well placed with the keeper situation because all Mumbai fans would remember the first cycle you didn't have anyone strong. There was Pinal Shah somewhere in between. The second cycle, lucky because you got Dinesh Karthik to a trade. Then back to the third cycle, there was who was there? I don't remember for the first season who was the keeper, but I
Steve
they
Patel
brought in
was there, I think.
yeah, no, they brought him in 2015 as a through a trade with the RCB. But I don't remember for the first cycle for the first season who kept
Aditya
2014.
Tare, Aditya Tare
Yeah,
kept.
Aditya Tare. So Kishan in that way as a keeper, has would be very effective. But if you see the other keepers that are there in the market, I feel that he's like he has fallen. He has not been able to develop as much as they've invested in him. So let's see. And I feel, in my opinion, that he was very well suited to the middle order. Opening with Rohit Sharma, I think, has to be one of the bad or worst decisions that Mumbai took. And I hope they break this opening partnership because it has cost Mumbai a lot of games. The Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan. So if there is a slot, I hope they go for only one of the two players and not both, and save the money for bowlers.
Interesting, huge discussion on the Mumbai Indians. Let's now move to the next team because there are nine other teams as well which we need to
Yeah.
cover.
Just
Uh,
to make an
yes,
additional point, not
yes.
about Mumbai Indians specifically,
Mm-hmm.
just that if Rohit Sharma goes into the auction, Punjab is definitely buying him because they
They
will
are
be going with an
responding.
open purse
Yeah,
and
and
they
responding.
need a captain. And that you don't necessarily need to give the players 18, 14, and 11. You can like add that full amount and divide it equally among the three players as well. So that is something that some of the teams might. I mean, the total purse amount will remain the same, but among the players, actually, the amount can be split. So that the people can do.
Yeah, and I wonder how
So
much,
it,
like, I mean, they probably do know, but I wonder how much information other teams get regarding the other teams' retentions and such, whether Punjab gets some information that Rohit's going in the auction, and then they might say, okay, we'll just retain two or three players, we'll keep our purse heavy. So yeah, that's also a point. How much information do they have regarding other teams?
Yeah, I would like to pick up on what Viv said because I was watching a few news channels and I saw them mention that you can split up uh, the amounts. And I want to check with you, Viv, is it only for the first three retentions or is it for the entire five retentions?
yeah, so the 75 can be done among like 15 each. So five
Okay,
equal
fine.
players, 15 each. So
Okay,
that is
great.
one option to be done.
Because yeah, back in the day, I was having this conversation with Shubham, and we were speaking along those lines. Like in 2022, when KKR unfortunately had a lot of players in the 8 crore brackets, but because of this parameter, they couldn't split it up equally. And similar to RCB, what they suffered, had they could split up the amounts equally, they would have had a better retention in 2022. They tried to take the gamble and tried to save on those 2 crores, and unfortunately, they ended up with Hasaranga, which I felt was if if that incident happened, maybe Hasaranga would have been with Punjab. But yeah, but this is a good rule. I feel that the team can decide, and you can have the same price for all the three players, and that's a very good rule if they're bringing it or if it has been brought back in. And just because we're talking about Rohit Sharma, I will also ask, besides Punjab, do we see and does anyone see SRH going for him as a captain? Because I
RCB.
wish, I don't say that happening, but I wish that he goes to CSK because he's a good player of spin and he's of the right age as well. He fits in that category. So I hope he goes to CSK in case, or at least CSK bids for him. It'll be great to see CSK SRH and RCB. I don't think they would go, but if they go and have they come up with that dream combo of RCB and Kohli opening, it will be back to 2013 Pondulkar. Pointing and Tendulkar
Mm.
opening, and I don't know, it'll be good to watch for the RCB fans, but it'll be good excitement for the within the tournament itself. Yeah.
See, I think something exactly like that. I don't think Mumbai, like I think Shabby talked about like it. I don't think Mumbai owners will allow that to happen. To have Rohit Sharma play for CSK or RCB or some other like big franchise like that. I don't think that happens. So I think regardless whatever cap they settle on him, I think he will stay, and I think Hardik will still be captain and he'll play under his captaincy. I think.
Interesting. Let's move on to the next team, the arch rivals of the Mumbai Indians. Let's go with Chennai Super Kings. One confirmed retention, MS Dhoni uncapped 4 CR. That's locked in. Let's discuss the rest. Somit, let's start with you again. Do you see 3 retentions, 5 retentions, and if yes, who are those? You are on mute. You are on mute.
Yeah. So before going to the prize, I would say Ruturaj Gaikwad, Ravindra Jadeja,
Mm-hmm.
and Patirana for sure, and Tikshana. But can you go to that sheet?
The
The
snaps?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, here we go.
yeah. Yes. So
So,
Ruturaj Gaikwad 18 CR for sure
fair enough.
because he's the captain,
Yeah, Jadeja
and
at
then
40,
Jadeja for 14,
Patirana, fair
and
enough.
wait,
Dhoni.
yeah, Dhoni, yes.
Now, unfortunately, I don't think you can fit
I
in
won't be
Krishna here.
taking Tikshana.
Krishna,
Yeah,
correct. You'll use the RTM for whatever it is.
yes, that's it. This is my list. Yeah.
I
Oh.
completely agree with this list. I am just a list. I'm just copying it, and this is exactly my list. Nikhil, do you agree with this list? Do you have something else? Yeah, Shivam Dubey, somebody else coming in?
No, I think I agree with it. Only one thing, maybe Jadeja is not happy with 14 and he'll want 18. That's the only other thing that I say. I mean, Shivam Dube is interesting. I mean, he might go above 11 CR. He is a valuable player now.
Yeah, but he's not definitely going over 18 CR. So I think it's fair enough if they can use the RTM for him.
Yeah, he won't go above 18, but if they want to keep that 11 crore slot for Dubey, because again he's a left-hander, he's
Mhm.
it's worked right at Chennai. It's left-hander, good against spin, and they'll get those kind of conditions in Chennai. Again, they'll have to replace him with someone else.
Mhm.
So I think that's an interesting point. And yeah, I think I agree. I'd keep the rest of the purse for the auction, and I'll use RTM on maybe some other players. If they get them at good value, then I'd use
Yeah.
RTM for them.
Yeah. Kevin, do you agree with this list?
Yeah, I'd like to chip in. First thing, I think Dhoni might get more than 4 crores. I think they would like to offer him six at least, maybe. But yeah, coming back to Vip made an excellent point at the start of the show, and he said that the 18 and 14 crores we can look it up as 32 crores, which is I think 16 crores per player. And
Correct.
do I see 16 crores being invested on any CSK player when they go into the auction? I feel no. So that makes sense to have Dubey as an RTM option
Yeah.
because I don't see any team wanting to build their team around him at
Mhm.
that price because he's a good player of spin. I feel he's the best player of spin along with Rajat Patidar uh, in uh,
India.
in the current you can say the current playing 11 that we have in T20s. So but they are not franchise players. I can't make a build and market my franchise around them. I don't see a team investing that much amount of money on them. But yeah, I feel that 18, 14, and 11 is really good. If Jadeja asks for 18 crores, I think it'll be tough on CSK to offer him that price because I was going through some stats and he's like I feel at this stage in the auction cycle, I feel that you can get good replacements, and I'm talking about long term replacements in the auction. Jadeja unfortunately has just 2 or 3 years more to offer. So at 18 crores, are they building? Do they want to build for the future, or are they looking at you can suggest for this next auction cycle based on that? Because the moment you give Jadeja 18, then you have to push. You'll have to get in Shivam Dubey at 14, and uh, there is I don't see how that is going to work for them. But if there is
No,
two,
I don't think Jadeja will ask for 18 because he is also retired from T20 internationals. I
I
think
feel he got a
14.
16 crores in the last auction. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
is good enough
Yeah,
for
but I
him.
think to some extent that was his peak considering his
Yeah.
age, and he was part of the Indian T20I team as well. Now obviously being retired from T20 internationals, I think this 18 40 14 CR for Jadeja would be a fair pricing, I would say. Shabby, do you agree with these retentions? Because I think Kevin agrees with these four as well. Somit's
I mean, I thought they were considering one of Conway or Rachin Ravindra, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean the slot available is directly 18 crore,
Correct,
Yeah.
and yeah, those two players won't definitely go that much. So
correct,
possibly they
Yeah.
will use RTM for them
correct.
definitely.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want? Okay. Are you going to write the RTM options also there,
Yeah,
or
we can. I would quickly write in my RTM options. I would go in with
Nice
Dube
and
background,
and Rachin.
Rachin? Yes. Same
Shabby.
with me as well.
But do you think Dubey would earn more at the auction table than Pathirana? So Dubey should be retained and Pathirana should be there in the RTM.
I
I
would, I would,
feel
I would, I would tell my point of view. The thing is, you can't get a replacement for Patirana, in my opinion. So you don't want to keep that uncertainty with Patirana, and I would like to keep Patirana because he's one of a kind of a bowler, as we all know. At the death, there are very few bowlers who can bowl those Yorkers, and I mean 12, 14, 16, 18. Very few bowlers bowl those overs and have some terrific numbers apart from Bumrah, and Bumrah is definitely not coming into the auction. So in case I don't get a Dube, I can play around with, say, obviously you don't have that quality, but you can play around with, say, a Nitish Rana or a Rahul Tripathi or players like those who can be bought at cheaper prices. But with Patirana, I don't see a replacement. Say a Stark or a Cummins or anybody, and any overseas player don't come close to him. That's why I would keep Patirana. What about you, Kevin?
I agree with your point as well. But this is what the proposition that I made is what I feel they should do. But as much as I know CSK, I'm pretty sure they'll have Jadeja at 18 and 14 for Shubham Dube. They'll try to retain as many players as
No, but
possible and
where
not go
is
with the RTM.
where is? Oh, so you're saying 18, the fourth retention 18 of Jadeja,
Yeah, they'll have Jadeja at 18 and they'll have Dube at 14.
and who comes in at the top 14, the second 14?
No, I'm retaining only so 18 for Gaikwad, 14 for Dube, 11 for Pathirana, and Dube will,
Okay, so Jadeja
yeah,
comes in here. You're saying, and Dube
yeah,
comes in here. Okay,
correct, correct,
okay,
correct. That
okay.
is what CSK will do,
Will
but
do
I
is
hope,
what you're saying. Okay,
yeah, but this is what I wish they do. Yeah,
okay. Shabby, just quickly the RTM options. If would you retain Dube over Patirana and keep Patirana in the RTM? How are you looking at it?
I feel so. I mean, Indian all-rounder would always go for higher price, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that is for sure. And so, though Pathirana is a really good bowler, yeah, I mean he should go about 10, but they should not take risk with Dubey more than
Mm-hmm.
Pathirana. Pathirana should go for around 10 crore, not more than that. But Dubey can go for anything because Indian all-rounder is like a big thing to have. That's why I feel so. And yeah, Devon and Rachin would be other RTMs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somit, what are your RTMs?
For
Are you
me,
planning
one
to
will
copy
be
my list?
Tikshana for
Tikshna,
sure
okay.
because it's
Tikshna,
Chennai.
sure.
Yeah, and I would go with
Dube,
Dubey. Yeah,
Dube,
Dubey.
okay.
Yes.
Nikhil,
Yeah, I'll also go with Dube. But
Dube.
I think I agree with Xavi and what Kevin were saying. I think Dube also there is a good chance Dube is retained,
Mm-hmm.
and um, Jadeja might also want a bigger bracket. As I said before, I think he might feel he wants 18 crore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they don't retain Dube will and if the price is good for Dube, because again, I mean there aren't many Indian fast bowling all rounders. I mean, who knows how much he bowls, will bowl, but there aren't many Indian fast bowling all rounders at that top level, and also knowing that Shivam Dube basically works in that team, and
Mm-hmm.
not having to worry about having to again replace him in the middle order where it's so important. You'll have Dhoni down the order and Jadeja, and having that sure option in the middle order is, I think, one thing that they'll consider, and I think there is a good chance they'll retain him. I mean, it depends on the price that they value him at. I think 11 crore is, I think, a fair price for Shivam Dube. I think they might do that.
I wanted to add one point that I think for the entire cycle we have impact players. So do we see Dubey bowling in a single ball going forward?
No.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. He might
So
not bowl.
yeah.
And
So
that's why I'm not retaining him. I'll definitely RTM him. I'm not saying that I won't RTM him, but because, as you said, he might not bowl, he just becomes a batter, right? So you can play around with other batters in the auction in case if Dubey like gets
yeah,
a
big.
huge price.
Yeah, because my point with Shivam Dube's bowling and Vijay Shankar's bowling is that we look out to these six bowling options when our fifth bowling options are getting hit for runs. And do I see Shivam Dube? Do I see myself turning to Shivam Dube when my Hardik Pandya is getting hit for runs or my Akshar Patel is getting hit for runs? I don't think the answer is yes.
But I
So
mean,
I
I know Dube didn't ball. I mean, very less in last season. But what if Dube wants to prolong his career and wants to improve his importance in the international circuit, so that he gets considered in the all-rounder slot? And he says that I want to bowl. I will play as a bowler as well. I want to have at least 2 overs just to support his career. So in that case, I mean, he will use that as a negotiation option, right? That if you want to play me, let me ball also, because on the international circuit there are no impact players, and he is
I
competing directly with Hardik Pandya for the all-rounder slot.
me as a franchise, I don't want to I don't want a player
Dubey,
prolonging his career at my season's expense.
yeah, and
So
see the
yeah,
thing with CSK is they don't like to keep Dubey on the field, so they just impact player him and get him out of the
yeah.
fielding 11. I mean, from
So
whatever we have
in
seen.
that case, Dubey should not stay at CSK. I feel then.
No, no, he'll definitely be there either through retention or RTM. But let's see how it goes. Viv, I think we haven't got your thoughts on this. Do you agree with this list or do you get in Dubey at
Yeah.
11?
So the
What
so
are
the
your
first four I agree with. So Gaikwad, Jadeja, Batirana, and Dhoni.
Yeah,
Just that I feel Gaikwad and Jadeja might get 16 each.
same.
I mean that will be an
Okay.
internal setting instead of 18 and 14. That is something that can be done, and plus I mean, Dhoni can make those things happen at the franchise if he decides to say. I mean, if Dhoni walks up to Gaikwad and says that I want both you and Jadeja in the team, since he is technically an unofficial captain behind the stumps. So I feel that can be easily done. And for the rest of the two, I feel there will be RTMs. Can we just go back to the squad
The
once?
squad, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So I feel there are lots of players for which RTM option can be used.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, of course, Rachin Ravindra, Devon Conway is there. Then Mitch
Yeah.
Santner is something who Dhoni tends to like. So
Yeah,
those
but
are a couple
they
of
just buy
options.
him back. They just buy him back for 1 CR
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
will sit on the
Or
bench for the
Daryl
rest.
Mitchell can be a wonderful
Mhm.
option considering the one day World Cup that he had. I mean, he was just in scintillating form over there. So he
Yeah.
can be one of the RTMs. And they might just use that RTM for Samir Rizvi since they were betting quite high on him last year. I mean, we haven't heard much of him since the IPL, but if some team is getting him for say 2 CR or under 3 4 CR, then they might just use the second uncapped RTM for that. Because till now for both the teams we have been speaking of only one uncapped player, but
Huh.
there is a second RTM also available which can be used for the second uncapped. So it
Correct.
is 5+1 or 4+2. So I feel that uh, Samir Rizvi might just benefit out of this.
Interesting. Interesting point of view on that.
Yeah, I
Let's
agree with
move.
that,
Yeah.
with what we've said. And last point, I think they'll look at one of Devon Conway and Darren Mitchell because yeah, and I feel they'll save a lot amount of purse. I feel Washington Sundar is one player that these guys will look at seriously. And if there's like the way they spent 14 crores on getting Deepak Char back in the day, I feel that they'll be ready to spend maybe up to 10 to 12 crores on getting Washington Sundar as the off spinner. I don't see Tikshana continuing with them. They would need that off spinner, and the way the market is, I think he's the best player who could fit into their setup. Left-hander plus who can bowl a bit of off spin, the long-term replacement of Moeen Ali, because Moeen Ali and Jadeja were a very effective combo. in two of the title runs that they had. I think three they had, yeah. No, two. They had
Oh, two,
21
two.
and 23.
21 and
Yeah.
23. But yeah,
Yes.
you make a great point there. Off spinner is something which has gone missing from the game.
Yes.
Washington
And
Sundar
Just
can be an
to
option.
just to add one more point to the uncapped discussion that where say for example a Samir Rizvi is going for say 2.5 CR and Chennai wants to use their RTM, the
Yeah,
opposing bidding team has the option to raise his price.
yeah.
correct.
So, for example, if they raise it somewhere beyond 4 CR, say they bid 5 CR, then some teams might actually use this RTM card as a trick just to make the other team bid higher and then waste their money. So, I
Yeah.
feel this RTM trick is a very
Can be
powerful
used
thing,
two ways.
especially in case
Yeah.
for, yeah, just to
So
drive someone else's price up. And there won't be like different slabs for each thing. So it won't go up by 25 lakhs each or
correct,
so on. It
correct.
will directly be the final bid. So this is something that the teams will have to be very careful about.
That Delhi guy will do it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
So
Kiran Kumar
GMR.
Taklu.
Gandhi is at the
Yeah.
auction, then definitely. But yeah, Viv makes a great point that RTM rule can be used both ways. In case you
yeah.
use the RTM, the other team increases by 3 crores. Say I'm backing out, the other team has to buy him at
Yeah,
whatever
these
the increase.
gambles will happen more for
If
the uncapped players, but coming back to CSK, I think one RTM for an overseas player and the other for one of their bowlers because in this entire cycle, a lot of the bowlers they developed. So I see them trying to RTM one of Deepak Char, Shardul Thakur,
No,
Tikshana,
Deepak
not
Char
Tikshana,
is at the NCA,
Deshpande.
so
he's injured, right?
he's at the
Yep,
NCA
Yeah.
24/7. Yeah,
yeah, but they look at getting one of those guys back.
I think Tushar Deshpande is the name which shines out
Yeah,
from that list, but unfortunately he's not uncapped. But yeah, either buy him back or, as you say, they might think of using an RTM for him.
yeah, using an RTM for that.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next team. Let's talk about the Gujarat Titans. Ashish Nehra will remain the coach for at least one more season. Let's see, Nikhil. Let's start with you. Who is your first retention, second retention, third retention?
So obviously Rashid Khan, Shubman Gill, 18-18. That's
Okay,
easy.
18,
Same
18.
for me.
So you are doing one or and
Yeah,
four. Okay,
yeah, 1 and 4.
okay.
I mean, whatever the top this bracket is, they'll get. After that's interesting. Mohammad Shami, is he fit to bowl in the next season? He should be, I think.
He should
I
be. He
mean, if
should
he's
be
in
by the next
contention
IPL,
to play in the
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, he. I mean, there were some news that he might not play in the Australia series, but if
Mhm.
he's close for that series, he might be okay for the IPL. So if he's fit, I'd retain him as well. Um, and then it gets interesting because then you've got Sai Sudarshan, who is
Yeah,
very well. I feel he's a valuable player. I think if you want to build your team for the next few years, he's a good player to have there. Um,
definitely.
then there's someone like David Miller,
Hmm.
which I mean, I don't know how much value they're looking at him. They paid 3 crore for him, so he might be like a RTM option. But then other than that, I don't see many other options to pay so much money. I think Rashid Khan, Shubman Gill definitely, Shami as well, and then
Hmm.
Sai Sudarshan is not uncapped, right? He's
No,
there.
he's not uncapped. Gill, you
Yeah,
say Rashid at 18. Okay, so this slot. And Shami at 14, say, and
Shami at 14.
Sudarshan at 11 is what you're suggesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay.
I mean, Sudarshan, I mean,
And Miller
do
is
you
one
think
of
he'll
your
go?
RTM options as of now.
Yeah, do you think Sudarshan picks up more than 11 crore though?
I think
That's
he
the
might
question.
go around that 9, 10 mark. So if you are giving 11, I think I would be fair with that because left-handed
Yeah,
opener, consistent opener, even though his strike rate is an issue as of now, but I think he has the potential to develop it over the next
yeah,
couple of
I
seasons.
think he's very underrated. I don't think
Correct. Yeah.
like a lot of people don't see him like in and around the Indian squad and stuff. I think he's very close. I think he's very very good. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'd pay 11 crore. I think he's a.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Gill's captain now, but I think he's a good captaincy option as well. A good young player to have.
Yeah. Kevin, what is your list? Do you
I think
agree with Gill at 18?
Yeah, I feel Rashid at 18, Gale at
Okay.
14. If Gale wants 18, then you offer both of them 18, like they
Okay.
did in 2022.
2022,
Gill
correct.
will
And
take
11,
18. He's captain.
yeah, and 11 Sai Sudarshan.
Fair enough. That's the only three retentions you have?
Yes, because there's uncertainty with Mohammad Shami with
Correct.
respect to his injury, so I'd like to do an RTM for him uh,
Fair
if
enough.
if things go
And
well. And at 4 crores, I was looking at Tevatia, but Tevatia would agree. Would he like to agree at 4 crores? If not, then I would try to do an RTM for him. If I'll have a range of 4 to 8 crores is the
8
max
crore.
that I would like
Okay.
to offer him. If in case he agrees to that, well and good. If not, then yeah, then we'll have to do maybe an RTM if possible, because the way I'm structuring my team is I'm trying to get in a bowling option as well as having or a finisher, because it'll be very difficult to buy them back in the auction. So yeah, I was
Fair
I
enough.
was yeah, I was wishing that, instead of Hardik Pandya, if Mumbai had pulled on Rashid Khan in 2024, that would be great, because he plays for all of their MI franchises. There was
Yeah.
this news from Tom Moody who said that they were trying to acquire him during his tenure, but had Rashid Khan come in instead of Hardik Pandya, I think every Mumbai fan would have been happy. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's see.
So I will put in my list. Then let's go to Somit. I think Gill at 18, Rashid at 14. I agree with Sudarshan at 11. I'm looking at Tewatia, either Tewatia or Mohit at 4, whoever agrees. And then for RTM, I'm looking at Shami and one of Miller and Noor is what I'm looking at. I think that's 6. Yes, that's 6. Somit, what is your
So
list here?
for me, 18, 18, Gill and Rashid.
So you are doing
And
fourth
then,
is Rashid. I mean, fourth
yeah,
retention.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
yeah. And then Shami will be my 14 one.
14, yeah.
Just give me a minute. Uh, I would go for Shah Rukh Khan for 4 CR, uncapped player, but I think they got him for 7.4 crores. So I
Yeah.
don't think so he will agree. So I would
We
go
can
for RTM.
quickly check. We can quickly check.
Yeah.
7.4, yeah.
Yeah. So I would go for him in RTM. I
Okay.
don't think so he will agree for 4, but yeah.
Yeah, you won't agree.
And then Tewatia is the good option for me.
But
And
do you think
Sudarshan
his
at 11. Yeah.
do you think Shah Rukh Khan is worth 8 crores? Because I think he's 4 seasons in the IPL, and I don't think he's done much. Just 150 with Gujarat. So do you feel is worth 8 crores RTM?
He's a Shah Rukh Khan fan, so Somit has to retain Shah Rukh.
I'm not a Shah Rukh Khan fan, but
Oh,
yeah,
I
different Shah Rukh
misquoted.
Khan
Ramcharan,
Okay.
fan. Yeah,
Ramcharan fan. What is it? Prabhas,
Mahesh Babu.
Mahesh Babu.
Mahesh Babu. Shabby, if you want to join in here, I think you are retaining Gill at 18.
Yeah, well, agreeing with Sumit somehow, somewhat. I mean,
Okay.
Shami should be there, and I feel he should be fit by the next IPL.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they will confirm that with him and NCA before retaining
Correct.
him in the pre-auction.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if it doesn't retain, he will go for big in the main auction. So
Yeah, that is
RTM will
true.
also be tough for him. So yeah, I mean, better option to retaining him at 14 or 11, anything. And but yeah, Sudarshan you already have, so he will be at 11. Sudarshan
Sudarshan at
and
11.
Tewatia or Mohit Sharma is correct for uncapped. They
Correct.
will
Okay.
want to retain them.
And
And
Rashid at
Rashid,
18.
yeah, Rashid comes up. Yeah,
Okay. And your another RTM can be, say, a Miller.
Miller. I
Yeah.
don't see anyone else than Miller.
Okay. I think it's only Viv left now. Viv, who is your first retention
Yeah.
for Gujarat
So
Titans?
mine is the same as Shubham, just that for the RTM, I feel that they might also use it on the second RTM. They might keep it for Azmatullah Omarzai as well, because
Okay.
he's a seam bowling all rounder who
Mm-hmm.
is quite underrated. So if they get him around 2.53 CR, I feel they might bet on him.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically for the Shami thing, I feel the fourth player slot of 18 CR is Rashid versus Shami, if I have
Yeah.
to retain either of them.
Mm-hmm.
And considering his injuries, I feel uh, Shami has lesser chance of getting 18 in the open market as compared to Rashid Khan. So I'll use the 14 CR on Rashid and keep Shami as a RTM because I don't see him going for 18 plus because
Oh yeah, yeah,
imagine a team spending 18 and then if he gets injured because before this injury also he was injured once again. So
yeah. He
it's a
has an
risky
yeah, he has an history
thing.
with ankle injuries. I think he had a
Yeah.
surgery
So
this time.
spending 17% of the purse on on an injury prone player, although as great as Shami, I don't think many teams will do that. So he might go for 13, 14, which is anyways below the fourth retention amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot. There's this player that I didn't discuss was R. Sai Kishore, and I feel he'll be a better RTM option instead of Tewatia. So yeah,
Unfortunately, they don't play him. I mean, they pick Noor Ahmed ahead of Arsai Kishore. That's why I had Noor in my like as an option. Arsai Kishore, I rate him really highly, but I don't know why they don't give him all 14 games.
yeah, I don't see them the Noor Rashid combo. I know it's a good combo to go ahead with, but I feel that two having two overseas spinners, it's I'm not sure. So I would prefer them to go with R. Sai Kishore and as a finisher, if they can, I think they will also look at Abhinav Manohar.
Yeah,
I think they've
he's a
invested in
he's a good
him
player.
and
Yeah.
around 4 crores because his current auction price is 3.2. So I feel that they might like if there was those one of those few players who would prefer to get retained at that price, I think Abhinav Manohar would agree for 4 crores as compared to someone like a Shah Rukh Khan. So in case if they had to get one guy at 4 crores pre-auction, I think it would be either Manohar or R. Sai Kishore, but I don't think Tewatia would agree maybe.
Yeah, Teotia won't agree at 4 CR, so he will go in the
Yeah.
auction, is what it feels.
Just one thing over here
Yeah,
that they might just buy Arsai Kishore normally in the auction because
correct. Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't see many teams going for him since there are other spinners also available. So
yeah.
Gujarat might want to go for him since he was a part of the squad, but I don't see many other teams going for him. So he might go for 2.53 CR anyways. So that's just the price which can be matched by buying that player. So
Yeah. Let's move on to the next team on Nikhil's demand. Let's move to the Sunrisers Hyderabad, the runners up again. This could be a long discussion, but let's try and keep it short because we have a lot of teams to cover. Nikhil, let's start with you. 18, 14, 11, 18, 14. Are you retaining 5?
No, I don't think I'm retaining five.
Okay.
I'll probably retain four. I mean,
Okay.
Travis said
Let's
18
go
easy.
to
You can play
SRH
that.
Nikhil. Okay, so head is your 18.
Yeah, Pat Cummins is interesting. I mean, if Pat Cummins is going to play, if you can get some assurances from him that he's devoted and he wants to play, and he's playing the IPL is important enough for him because there's a Ashes right after this,
Correct.
after the IPL in the winter. So I don't know how committed he is to the team, but if he is, and if he's going to play at least for the next few years, not only just this year, you
Mm-hmm.
retain him at 18, I think, because he's the captain and you give him that
Okay.
importance.
Cummins 18.
Um,
Fair enough.
Klassen goes in for 14.
Okay.
I think Abhishek Sharma goes in for 11.
Okay. And who is your uncapped now? Nitish Kumar Reddy gone.
Nitish Kumar Reddy is gone, so there's very few options I think that you would realistically have. I think Abdul Samad is one, but I think I'd keep that open for now. Yeah, let's go through the list. I mean, Abdul Samad has not really, you
Fired
know,
with the bat, so I would
yeah. So I'd
be
probably not go
doubtful
for
of
him.
him. Umran Malik, they are not even giving him game time. So again, I might.
He's capped.
And he's not uncapped. Sorry for that. He's not uncapped. So the uncapped
He's a
options you're seeing are Anmol Preet Singh. Shabaz Ahmed seems an uncapped option.
yeah.
Mayank
Shahbaz
Markande
Ahmed
is
is a
capped.
decent option.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
Shahbaz
probably
Ahmed
I'll
is.
use the RTM for Shamaz Ahmed because I'm not sure he might go around that range, but I think RTM would be a better option for Shabaz
Yeah,
Ahmed.
RTM would be a better option. I think RTM also would be a better option on someone like Hasaranga because
Hasaranga, okay, interesting choice there, yeah.
because for some reason, I mean, even in the last auction, he didn't go for a lot of money. I think some teams feel that we can get better Indian options, and
Yeah.
he hasn't really delivered in the IPL. He had one standout year with RCB, and then they didn't keep him. But after that, he hasn't really delivered. He wasn't fit for last year, so he didn't play. But I think if we have him, I think there's other RTM options as well. There's Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who's a very good RTM option again.
Hmm.
Someone who's just been part of the team, and maybe emotionally you'd want to keep him. Maybe that's just a fan speaking, but
Yeah.
I think Pat Cummins talked about how important Bhuvneshwar was.
Bhuvaneshwar
He was
was
always
for,
talking
yeah,
with him.
correct.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was always talking with him, and discussing plans with him. Just so having like that senior bowler with so much of experience in T20 cricket, which Pat Cummins didn't have last year. I think that's important. So he's also another option for RTM. And other than that, I don't think anyone else is worth 14 crore. I mean, Nitish Reddy, it's very annoying that he's now capped. Otherwise, he would have been perfect at 4 CR.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think other than that, they'd like to keep some of that purse as well and go for some good Indian batters and
Yeah.
bowlers.
Yeah. Somit, are you ready with
Yeah.
your home team?
Yes.
I mean, you're from
Home
Hyderabad,
team.
right?
Oh,
So
okay. So head for sure, and I would promote Abhishek a bit. Like I want to value him at 14 crores for sure. He played really well last
hmm.
season,
Hmm.
and then I would go for Cummins for 14, the next 14 one. But wait a minute,
No, before that, you'll have to fill in this
because
18
yeah,
and this
that's
11
what
as
I'm
well.
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Klassen would be 11 for me.
And then you can go Cummins 18. That should be good enough, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, unfortunately, I mean, you would want to give him 14, but unfortunately, the fourth retention is 18, so you have to go with 18.
Yeah, that's why. But okay,
And
yeah,
what are
and
your RTM
I would
options?
go with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Can you
Okay.
show me the list?
Yes, for
Yes.
sure.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is one of them, and
Rahul Tripathi is also there, who they can
I
also keep.
I won't be going for him because I got him in the auction last season, but he didn't
8.5.
perform.
He didn't play. Yeah, he
No,
didn't
that's not
play.
the reason. But yeah, I would not go with him. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much my list. Yeah.
Who is your uncapped? I think Shabazz.
Uncapped.
I mean, there are
Wait.
no other options, unfortunately. Shabazz seems to be the
Yeah.
only option. Kevin will
Okay.
come up with a name, say an Akash Singh or somebody, because he has a lot
The
of Indian
one option that there is
marks.
that we haven't talked about is Mayank
Who,
Markande. Yeah, maybe if
I don't think he's
they're
uncapped.
looking at
He's capped. He's
like
played
He's
in
capped.
so is
He's capped.
Shahbaz
2019.
only uncapped
is he
player?
capped?
Yeah, Shahbaz is the only uncapped decent option because Abdul
Decent.
Samad
Okay.
is an option, but I think he didn't perform over the last 3 seasons. They have kept him. He hasn't done anything significant, and
Yeah.
these players haven't even played for them. So I wouldn't think of these players
Mm-hmm.
as our team. Anmol Preet Singh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who else do we have? We don't
Markande
have.
counts as a uncapped player. Yeah. He
Oh,
played
he
in
played in
2019.
2019.
Markande played in 2019. Yeah, I just saw.
Okay.
I don't even remember when
No,
he
I
played in
remember he played
2019.
one game against Australia, if I'm correct.
Yeah, the game
Okay,
one game
that
just
was
like
when he was getting picked in MI, I think.
Correct.
yeah, he did
And
well.
based on the performance, we can also switch Cummins and Abhishek, but he's the captain, so I would still stay with this list.
I think
Yeah.
one point that I'd like to make it out with the salary cap exploding, like, do we see if these players whom I feel would have been valued around 8 to 10 crores now getting 14 and 11 crores as compared to the old retentions? Do we
In
see
the
the
That's what IPL
do
is
we see
now.
no no
It's
do we see
money
the
league.
yeah, but do we see that we had back in the day, we would say that the weight of expectation, the price, the salary cap expectations are, hundering with the performance. We saw with Jaydev Unadkat what was happening in Rajasthan, especially 3 auctions. He went from
Yeah.
11.5 to 8.4 to 3 crores and then finally disappeared. So do we feel that this is going to happen with the players? Will they, try to justify the price
Yeah,
tag?
I
Because I
mean,
think Venkatesh Iyer also was unable to justify his price tag initially, and then there was, but finally he came good. last season. But yeah, do we see that happening? Because we're talking about. I was reading a report and people are like, "You will Abhishek Sharma, want to go to the auction because he feels he deserves 14?" And I was like, I think
I'm
11
giving
is a good
Abhishek
price.
14. I'm giving Abhishek
Yeah.
14 anyways. I think I agree with Somit there. But answering your question, are you asking about players who are retained or who go for big money in the auction?
No, the ones who will get retained now currently, because I don't think
Ah,
if we had
yeah.
the like the fourth retention, if it had been currently at 8 crores
Mhm.
and the fifth at 6. So compared, if we had that slab in place, do you feel that you would offer Abhishek Sharma 14 crores at that slab, or you would have gone just because now you have the 18 crore slab as the fourth retention, you're offering him 11. So I just want to understand that perspective. What are your views on it?
I think it's because of these slabs I have to offer Abhishek 14
Got
because,
you.
yeah, or else he would have been a bit lower. But yeah, another thing
Yeah.
is that because the purse has increased from 100 to 120, if Abhishek goes into an auction, he's definitely getting around that 10 to 12 minimum. I'm saying 10 to 12 minimum, and then it depends on which teams desperately want him.
Yeah,
Got
I
you.
agree. And also, I think when players, I think, get retained, I think maybe there's a little bit less pressure than when
Correct,
they
correct,
get
correct.
bought in the
Yeah,
auction for a lot of
correct.
money. I think when players get retained, I think it also shows the confidence that the
Hmm.
team has in them, and then that also helps their performances. That makes them feel better. So I think for Abhishek, for many years now, I think Sunrisers have invested a lot in him and they've valued him a lot. So I think, yeah, whatever it is, 14 or 11, I think whatever slab that he gets, I think he'll be very happy. He'll feel confident that he's part of the setup. Think that's very important. I think because remember, Sunrisers were one of the teams that wanted more retentions and they wanted to keep this core of
Yeah.
players because it's worked for 1 year. With a little shake up in the management with Vittori and Cummins now, so they definitely want to keep a lot of these players.
Got
And I think even if they have to pay a little bit more extra for, as you said, for someone like Abhishek who maybe might not go for 14, I think they'll still do that.
Yeah. Kevin, I have entered my list. Unfortunately, I'm not sure this is the order. I'm really confused with the order, but I'm pretty sure these four should be retained. I'm not sure which player goes to which slab. And these are my RTM options: Tina Trajan and Shabazz Ahmed. Kevin, what are your
Yeah, I
options
think
here?
we are forgetting what Klassen has done in, maybe not these past few months, but before that. He was one of the
No,
best
that's why
keepers
I'm
you can
saying I'm
get.
confused with these slabs. I would like to give Klassen more, but then Abhishek at 11.
Yeah. For
It's a
me, it's
tough. It's a
ahead
tough.
Klassen and Abhishek. I'm not retaining Cummins because
Yeah, even I would prefer not to retain Cummins, but if they are keeping him as the captain, then they have to retain him, right?
yeah, because I'm not sure whether he'll turn up and when will he turn up also, because I
No,
wish
but
that
if he doesn't enter this auction, he can't play the next IPL as well.
yeah, so I'll buy him back in the auction. I'll
In
rather
this
prefer to
auction, in this
yes, I'll
auction, yes.
yes, I'll
Okay.
I'll try to
Yeah,
buy
so
him back
that's
in
the
this auction.
conversation. I think that's the conversation they have to have with Cummins. Whether what if he's going,
Yeah, because
how much does he care about the IPL? How much he's going to commit to it? How much he's going to play? And then being captain as well, he has that added responsibility. Will he be able to manage all of this with the Ashes coming up? That's of course a question they'll have. And if he doesn't want to be captain, if he can't guarantee he'll play all matches, then I don't think you retain him, and then I don't think you even make him captain.
And
Then
then
you look
Rohit
somewhere
Sharma
else.
becomes the captain. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
straightforward.
Rohit Sharma
yeah,
becomes
because
captain.
I don't feel that Cummins he Cummins did an excellent job as a captain, but as a player, I don't think he was that effective. As a bowler, I felt
He
that
was fairly
He was
effective,
okay.
unfortunately. Yeah,
He
he was
was he
okay,
was
but
he
I
was
feel
okay.
that for 18 crores, if I'm going to pay Cummins,
no, I'm not
you,
paying. I don't want to pay him 18 crores, but I don't have a slot, right? The same conundrum with Somit faced with.
yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
again,
So
if
that
he's captain and if he's going to play all the games and if he's committed to the team, I think you pay him 18 crores because I think that's worth it because he's a good captain and he's done it last year. And you want to retain as much as you can, right, from last year. All the good that happened last year for Sunrisers, you want that to carry forward next year, and then you give the confidence to Pat Cummins that he is captain, he's an important player. We want him to be a big part of this team, and then you pay that money. I think that
I
should
got this.
come in the decision making.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, Cummins is an RTM. T Natarajan is another RTM, and I was thinking of Abdul Samad, but I'm not sure. I think I'm a little surprised. So I'll go for Shabazz instead.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
as my third
yeah,
RTM.
fair. Viv, quickly your retentions. Do you agree with any of these lists straight up?
Yeah, so there are two lists basically. One assuming that Cummins is there, one assuming that Cummins is not there. If
Mm-hmm.
Cummins is there, then I would retain five.
Okay.
So head, Klassen and Cummins, not in that order actually. Head followed by Klassen,
Okay. Yeah.
followed by Nitish Reddy.
At 11 CR. Okay.
Yeah,
And
followed
then
by Cummins and then Abhishek Sharma.
okay. Fair
And
enough.
like I would equalize head, Klassen and Cummins, like divide their amounts by three because I feel all of them are equally important.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel Klassen is at 14. If in the auction, he will definitely go for more than 14. So he will feel undone. Whereas I don't want to pay my captain lesser also. And head surely is the most valuable player in this team right now because he has been the most destructive and most consistent opener in international cricket for a while. And again, equalize the amount between Nitish Reddy and Abhishek, so 12.5 each. Because an pace bowling all rounder, I feel after Hardik Pandya, Nitish Reddy is presently the second in the country if you balance both the skills. And then the fifth option, then the retention would be for any of the ones mentioned. So it can be Shahbaz, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, or T. Natarajan. And in case Cummins is not retained, then in that case I would retain not Hardik, Head, Klassen, and Abhishek Sharma. And the fourth budget of 18 CR goes to whoever I choose to be my captain. So
Fair
that
enough.
would be the order.
He quickly
Yeah.
suggested that Hardik is coming to SRH. I heard that. I heard that. I think Somit has to leave in 5 minutes, so let's choose a team which he wants to talk about. You have done MI, we have done CSK, we have done GT, we have done SRH. Which team do you want to go to, Somit?
I would go with RCB.
RCB, let's go. So, first retention Kohli, second retention Kohli, third retention Kohli. Right?
And then Akai.
Then
Akai.
Akai.
Akai Kohli. Yeah.
Yeah, who are your retentions? I think everybody knows the list, but just quickly, if you can see the list, we can see it here. We have a Kohli, we have a Maxwell, Siraj, Captain Faf. DK is retired, so he's no more with the team as a player. Uh, you have Rajat Patidar, you have Cameron Green, so Yash Dayal may be an uncapped option. So all this, let's go. Somit, let's start. Who is your? I think Kohli as
Yeah.
18.
So
That's locked.
Kohli, I
Yeah,
would not go with Faf for 18, but
yeah.
yeah, 14 for sure.
You're retaining Faf at 14 at the age of
Yeah.
38.
14 or yeah, I was thinking of 14 or 11.
Yeah,
It's his 40,
technically
I
right?
thought it's 40.
Or
he's 40, not
40.
even 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking of 11 or we can go for Maxwell for 14 and then
Maxwell, interesting.
11 for Faf.
Okay.
And then can you go to the list?
Yes.
Uh, Will Jax was good last season.
Yes, he
He
was.
really impressed. And then the other option, I'm looking for different options. But for fourth, this is my list, and then I would go to RTMs
Yes.
where Will Jax
Jax.
and then Pat Patidar, not Anuj Rawat. So, and then the next would be, can you go back to the list? Is there any other good? Oh, yeah. Wait, wait, wait.
I think you have to
Achha,
fill in an
Siraj.
uncapped here. Nobody will
Oh,
have to fill in an uncapped
oh
here.
yeah.
Five capped are done.
Who's the uncap option over
Yash
here?
Dayal, Yash Dayal,
Yash
Anuj
Dayal
Rawat,
is the only option or only good option? You're
Mahipal
saying?
Lomror. I mean, these are decent options. You have Yash Dayal, Mahipal Lomror and Anuj Rawat. These are the and Suyesh Prabhudesai in case you
Prabhu
want to look
this.
at
So,
it.
yeah, I would go with Anuj Rawat and remove Patidhar. And in place of Patidhar, you can add Siraj over there.
Okay, so basically
Yeah,
Siraj. Okay,
that's pretty much.
okay. I'll quickly write my list and then we can go to say Nikhil. Kohli, 14. I am going in with Siraj. 11. I am going in with Patidar. And then I'll use my RTMs for Jax, Green, and Dayal.
Oh,
Who
so
are
you're not seeing Faf as
no,
captain?
no. I don't think he plays 3 more years, so I don't think Faf can be retained at any price. Either they buy him back for 1 more season, or I would suggest to buy a new captain in the auction with a couple being around. Nikhil, what are your thoughts? Because these are two opposing views here. Somit is going ahead with Faf as a captain for at least the next year. Then he can probably release him and then see what happens. Whereas I have considered Faf not being part of RCB for the next season.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's a tough one because he had an okay IPL last
Yeah,
year. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think he had many big knocks,
Mhm,
and he did. I think he did. They probably did expect more from him.
mhm.
But he is still playing everywhere,
Yeah,
and
he's playing CPL. He was part of the MLC. He's playing most of the leagues are going around.
yeah, he's still playing. So I don't know if you can say he won't be there after 2 or 3 years. He might still be there. But I think I agree with Shubham. I think I would also tend to not retain Faf. I mean,
Mhm.
again, that's like a discussion that they should have and whether he's still interested. But I do agree, Kohli, Siraj, Patidar would be my main
Okay.
retentions. Again, if Faf is being picked as captain, maybe you give 18, but I don't think he's worth even 14.
I don't think 18.
Uh,
He got 7 in the last IPL auction when he was the leading run scorer in 2021. One of the
yeah,
second highest leading run scorer. Orange Cap was won by Gaikwad. Faf was the
yeah,
second player and he still got 7. So I definitely don't think he's going anywhere around 18.
yeah. He might not go around 18, and he might. I mean, I don't even feel comfortable offering him 11
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he won't go. I don't think he'll go for that in the auction.
Correct.
Um, yeah, I think I agree with this list. Yeah, and then Green, Cameron Green,
Yeah.
Yash Dayal,
And are
and
you
who
getting
else is
back
there?
Maxwell, Jax?
Maxwell is there. Yes, Max. Yeah, I'll go for Maxwell. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Viv, let's get your thoughts on this. Kohli, I will lock in Kohli here. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it will be Kohli, Cam Green, and Patidar.
Interesting. I like this idea as well to give some responsibility to Green because I see him as a future
Yeah.
superstar. He's already getting there, so yeah.
And Anuj Rawat would be my uncapped
Uncapped.
retention.
Fair enough.
Anuj Rawat would be my uncapped retention.
Oh, yeah, retention. You're saying. Sorry, I added him in
Yeah, yeah.
RTM. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, and rest of the two RTMs can be used for any of these other players which are there.
Yeah.
Possibly Yash
Siraj,
Dayal might also get retained as the second. Yeah,
uncapped.
is Dayal
He's
uncapped still?
uncapped as of now. He's still uncapped. But we
Yeah,
might not.
so
If he
for
plays in the
for
New Zealand Test series, we don't know. But as of now, he's uncapped.
yeah, so for 4 CR, I feel it's a very just budget. But if he goes to cap, then I don't see him getting retained. So the four
Correct.
are definite retentions for me,
Mhm.
and the rest two will be RTMs or like uncapped, so on.
Fair enough.
And
Kevin.
I
Yeah.
possibly see Kohli becoming a captain once again.
Kohli captain, let's ride it there. You heard it first. Vivas Vandamle making a big prediction, not a prediction, but it's his wish, maybe prediction as well. Vivas Vandamle calls it. We'll cut this out and put it on Instagram as soon as RCB announce Virat Kohli as the captain. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, I agree with Kohli as the first retention, and I
Yeah.
agree with Web as well. I'm not sure when they'll make the announcement, before the auction or after the auction. I think they'll do it after the auction, just to keep other teams in check.
Fair
14
enough.
crores is a little tricky for me. I was thinking Green, but I was reading reports that he will not be fit for the BGT. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I read as well.
yeah, and this comes back to the point that I had, like with the players. When it comes to retention, I wish that we could sign a multi-year contracts with
Hmm.
them, because Green is a good option now. If he's going to be injured, where is he going to come in the auction set? Is he going to come like we had with Jofra Archer in 2022? Is going to come, I don't remember. He came on day two pretty late. So will the same thing happen with Cam Green in this case if he's injured and he's not able to
No, but
play
I
this
think
season?
even if he's injured, he will be fit for the IPL. He might not be fit for the BGT, but I'm pretty sure he'll be fit for
And
the IPL.
how does that happen? When is it decided? If a player is currently injured, like for example, if Shami
Hmm.
is injured now, how do we decide by when he will be fit? Because
I
the
mean,
auction is
that's
going to happen
something,
in
yeah,
November.
November. That's something which you know, right? With Archer, it was pretty much, not pretty much, it was certain that he was not going to come for that season
Okay,
with
fine.
Archer.
So do
Yeah.
we have that rule in place? Is there a clause or something like that? How does it work?
There might be that if you're not part of this, I mean, if you're not playing this year, you will come on day two. You will be in, say, fast bowlers 3, 4, 5, whatever that number is. But if you are fit for that year's IPL, I think he will be in all rounders one, is what I understand. Green, either one or two at max.
Okay, okay, fine. So, because the point that I was trying to make is that can Green say that he's not fit to play this IPL? With the injuries that and he's going to skip it, but because of the rule that he has to give his name in
Okay.
place. Can that
He can do that.
happen?
He can do that. Then teams might not bid for him or might bid for him like
Got
Mumbai
it.
did for Archer. So yeah, there are a lot of variables there. But yeah.
Yeah, because the point that I was trying to make is that Cam
Mhm.
Green, I'm expecting him to be a retention, and number two, because RCB have invested a lot in him. They sacrificed
Correct.
an entire season to get him in, and
Yeah.
they couldn't get any of the bowlers. So Cam Green for me is definitely a number two, because I don't see Siraj and Patidar. I can't afford to pay them. With the overseas players, the advantage of paying them high salaries is that when you release them next season, that much cap space is available for you. You don't see a lot of Indian players getting paid, so they are not released that much.
Mhm.
So Cam Green for me at two. 11 crores, I was thinking of having a Siraj in place, because I feel that the bowlers last in 2022 went around 10 crores. So Siraj is at 11. Patidar definitely an RTM option for me. I'm hoping he goes around 12 crores, but I still have a budget of 16 for him
Okay.
with the rules in place of the 18 and 14. So Patidar is there for me there. And I'm not sure whether that relationship with Maxwell has been completely destroyed. I still feel that maybe compared if they had players to retain, I feel it will either be Ferguson that they might look to get back, or maybe Maxwell for cheaper.
What about Jacks? You're not considering Will Jacks.
Will Jacks is I'm not convinced with Will Jacks, because uh, the way he's played for England in the T20s, I don't think he's done much.
Mhm.
So might as well get an experienced batsman and or a left-handed batsman. So yeah, it's a little tricky for me, but from an RTM perspective, I'm considering these two players because I feel that they go for cheap. That is the reason. Will Jacks maybe will be around 10, 11. I'm not sure is he worth that at this stage, in the auction. And the last, Dayal seems tempting for 4 crores. Will he agree for that? I'm not sure. Will he be effective in Bangalore? I'm not sure. But if he agrees for 4 crores, then I'll take him right up front as
Fair
my fourth
enough.
RTM. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll not
got
do an
it.
RTM. I'll do him as a retention.
Retention. Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Got
just as
it.
an RTM, if Reece Topley is fit and he is a very affordable RTM, then they might go for Topley as well because more often than not he takes at least a wicket in his first couple of overs. So and such a tall left-arm bowler is always an asset. So
Fair enough. Let's move on to the next team. We are just three left. That's what the IPL does. Such a taxing and intense discussion. Let's move on to DC now. DC Delhi Capitals. I think this should be quick because they don't have many great options, but they have decent good options, which would ensure that we can finish this quickly. Kevin, let's start with you. DC, what are you looking at? I think we saw the squad. I mean, most of us know the squad. What
I
are
think
you
it's
looking
a
at?
I think
Yeah,
it's Pant and Akshar Patel, one and two.
fair enough. Let's.
Third,
I agree with this. I'll just paste it here as well. Do you agree with this, Viv?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Who is the third retention, Kevin?
third retention is tricky for me. I think we have I think Tristan Stubbs is a good. I think Kuldeep will be really good at 11.
Okay, same with me. Kuldeep at 11. Do you agree with here or no?
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, you
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not here.
At
Here,
least two wickets every match. So
Yeah,
fair enough. Do you have a fourth retention at 4 CR, 18 CR, anything here?
I think Abhishek Porel is one that I think
Same.
will be.
I would like to copy your name again. Viv, do you agree with that?
can you just pull up the squad once?
Sure. We have, as an uncapped, we have Yash Dhul, Lalit Yadav, Praveen Dubey, obviously not very tempting, all these names. Ricky Bui, Kumar Kushegra, who they paid a lot of amount. Rasik Salam, who had a decent IPL season, I would say. Sumit Kumar. Swastik Chikara, who has had a great UP T20 league, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure they will pay 4 CR for him. Vicky Oswal, and that's it. Abhishek Porel, obviously, as we mentioned.
Yeah. I
Do
think
you
they will go with rest of the RTMs because Abhishek Porel might not get more than
four?
4 CR, and plus they already have Pant as the keeper. So
Correct. Okay. I think Kevin Stubbs is one of your RTMs. Do you go
Yes.
with your famous terminology which you invented, FMCG, for Jake Fraser McGurk?
Yeah, with the current squad, I think it makes sense to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure because if you're having Porel opening, I think they would want to go for an experience,
Experienced Rohit Sharma, right?
something something like that. But yeah, it's either Porel or Jake Fraser McGurk. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think so. Currently, it depends. Like if he comes in around 4-6 crores, it's a good buy. But if he's going more than that, I think it's too overpriced
Yeah.
because he's
Correct.
not been tested that much.
Yeah.
same for me. Yeah.
Stubbs, Porel, and FMCG. That was a pretty straightforward and quick discussion for Delhi Capitals. So, Delhi Capitals, you can hire us. All three of us come as a combination. 5
Do you
crores.
think if
Yes.
Warner is available for reasonable price, they would go back to him as a retention as a RTM?
Not quite sure because Ponting has moved on as well. They might consider if he comes at a base price, or they might just buy him back if they want him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
For
he.
experience from an experience perspective, if he's coming around 2 to 4 crores, I think it'll be a great buy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a great
Yeah.
buy. Anything above that, I think, it doesn't make sense. Let's
Yeah.
move on to
Plus you
LSG.
get a Instagram admin as well.
Correct.
So
That helps to get
Just
some views.
a point that I had is their auction strategy will be very interesting to watch out because they have a lot of Indian bowlers and
Mukesh,
I'll
Khalil,
yes they have Mukesh Khalil, they have these two, and I think there's one more guy.
Ishant, Rasik, you're talking about, I think, who had a great
No, I
season
that
last
they
year.
let go of Sakaria. Yeah, so they have Ishant and they have Mukesh and Khalil. And I
Khalil.
think maybe they look at trying to get an RTM for one of them. But I'm not sure how they can do that because they have two good overseas players in their lineup. So
Correct.
maybe they'll buy them
Stubbs
back or
and
no.
yeah, they will buy them back. I think left armor Khalil.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah, Khalil and Harry Brook also can be another
Harry
RTM
Brook can
candidate.
be an option if he's coming in this
It's
auction. I think
I think
Harry
it's
Brook
going to be
Yeah.
Brook or Stubbs. I don't think they have place for both. It's either Brook
both.
or
That's
Stubbs
also a fair point because
because
both
both
bat
are
in the
pure
middle order.
batsmen. Yeah, both
Yeah,
are pure batsmen, and
Yeah.
there's when a team is when a team's trying to build, there's only one slot nowadays for an overseas batter. The other is for an all-rounder. So yeah,
fair enough. LSG. Let's move
Yeah.
on to LSG. Big question, KL Rahul question. Kevin, is he getting retained?
I think so. He'll get retained. I think he'll ask for a price hike also, and they'll give it to him because they
I
don't have
don't
any
think
other
he's
franchise
not
player.
asking more than 18 CR. I mean, what are you talking about?
I
Who
don't know.
is paying
Maybe
him more than 18 CR?
I think everyone knows that the Hindi dialogue "Khatra pe Khatra." We saw it with Virat Kohli taking 17 in 2018. It backfired. We saw KL Rahul as well. It didn't help him do good. He had one good season and it has been disappointing. Yeah, but
Yeah,
they don't have any other player around whom they can market the franchise. So I think KL
fair
Rahul, if you
enough.
ask for 20, you have to give it to him.
Okay, Viv, you agree with KL Rahul 18?
I feel KL and Puran is one of the choice for the
Yeah,
number one. So Puran
Yeah,
has been captaining the MI franchises across the world as well. So I
yeah,
mean, MI New York, I think Puran is the captain. So he can
correct.
also be a captain's candidate. And we will also have to see whether Rahul wants to bat at the top or if he wants to bat at number five. So that will also be a big decision.
Yeah,
Mayank Yadav, I feel, will be another retention. Although he's capped now, I still feel that he will be held for 11.
okay.
And can you just pull up the squad?
Yes, that's a. I'm a big fan of Mayank Yadav because I was pretty sure that they will retain him as a 4 crore player if he was not capped, but now 11 I think is a bit too much for a player who hasn't like played a full IPL season. But yeah, I would consider definitely to buy him back or either use the RTM. But yeah, this is the list which you wanted to see. What I would do is the KL Rahul Puran everybody agrees with. I might go in with Stoinis as the third retention. What about you, Kevin?
Stoinis has the third retention.
Stoinis. And who are you looking at a 4 CR player? Because I think there are a lot of options. I would say you have not Mayank Yadav, sorry,
I feel
Arshad Khan.
Mohsin Khan will be
Yeah,
the
Mohsin Khan is a great option there. Where is that guy? Yeah, Mohsin Khan, Ayush Badoni. You have who else do you have? No,
batsman. I feel there are lots of batsmen available. So
yeah,
Badoni, I don't see going above 4 CR. But
fair
Mohsin
enough.
Khan possibly is the
I would do the
tall
same.
left armer.
Yeah, Mohsin
Yeah,
Khan for me as well,
yeah. And
if
who
he's
are the
still there.
RTM options? I think Bishnoi is definitely one of the RTM options. I mean,
I
I
think
put it.
Yeah.
Bishnoi slash Krunal, whoever they get for that price range, I think they'll
Mhm.
take one of them.
Okay.
And
And who is
Decock is
the?
playing, right?
Yeah, I have QDK as one of my RTM
Yeah.
options. Do you agree with this? I think Viv agrees with these two.
Yeah.
And who I think Kevin is against QDK for sure, so he's definitely not
I'm not
RTM.
sure. I'm not sure how well that partnership went. So maybe it depends on the price. But I think they just go to go back to the squad. I just want to see if they have.
Yes, yes,
I thought they
yes.
had a
They
good
have a
player.
bowler
Kyle
named
Myers.
Kyle Mayers is there definitely. Deepak Huda is there who has been on and off with his performances. Who else do you have? Who else do you have?
I was thinking Badoni, but I'm not sure. But it depends. Quinton de Kock. I think so. The current squad that they have, if they had to do, I think they'll go for Quinton de Kock. Yeah.
Fair enough. LSG again. We are available as analysts, 5 crore each. Total less than what KL Rahul will charge you, and we will give a better performance than KL Rahul. Just putting it out there. Moving on to the next
Yeah.
team.
Just go back. Just go back.
Yes, yes,
Just a
yes,
minute.
yes. Yeah.
How many Indian players have we selected in this? So we got one, two, and just three. Okay.
Yes. And 3 overseas.
Okay, fine.
Are you suggesting something here?
No, I would like to change that Quinton de Kock to just I think maybe Huda slash Baduni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't say Devdutt Padikkal. I would have removed you from the stream, unfortunately. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but the way he played for LSG last year, I'm not
Yeah.
retaining him.
I was
All right.
celebrating
He
because
scored
we
a
got Avesh now.
less than run a ball 50, right? I think. Padikkal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on to Kevin's favorite team, Rajasthan Royals. This is for the last year. He was ruled out. This is an interesting discussion. I think we'll just quickly look at the squad. Who are the options? You have these three at the top. You have Bolt, you have Avesh, you have Chehel, you have Parag, you have Dhruv, who you can consider. You have Sandeep, who becomes an uncapped. You have Hetmeyer, you have Ashwin. Lot of options. Prasid as well is an option. So now let's start. Uh,
Not to forget Nandre Burger as well. He
Nandre
played
Burger, definitely.
very well
I
last year.
like him. I like him. I like him. So let's just remove this, delete columns. Yeah, let's delete this as well. I
I
think
keep saying it just like how in 2022 RR benefited by buying a lot of the fifth and sixth retention of other teams. I think
Yeah.
this season a lot of teams are going to prey on the squad that they have. KKR and RR
yeah.
have some really good players.
Sanju first retention. Everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Who
I
is the
feel
second?
Riyan Parag is number two.
Oh, it's
For me,
Parag for you. Brilliant.
for us is
I rate
Jaiswal
him
and
highly,
yeah.
but I would
Oh yeah,
put him.
Jaiswal is there. Sorry, Jaiswal
Okay.
would be my fourth one actually.
Oh, you're saying
Oh,
Jaiswal at
18.
fourth? Okay. I mean, I kind of agree that Jaiswal deserves what he deserves because he is the guy right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
He is scoring everything in every game. Kevin, who is your second? Jaiswal?
Jaiswal and Parag. Yeah, Jaiswal and Parag for sure.
No, second and third. You're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So no Joss Bhai.
No, Josh Butler for me.
Interesting discussion. I will go with Parag. Let's go all India. Oh, Parag. So, with
Mine
Butler
would be between Butler and Bolt.
Butler
Seeing
and
depending on how Bolt, what form Bolt is in. Because if
fair
he is in form, then he always gives you 1 or 2 wickets upfront. So
enough. My uncapped is Sandeep. Sorry, my uncapped is Sandeep. Kevin, who is your uncapped? You want to see the
Oh,
list?
no, my uncapped is Sandeep Sharma for sure.
Okay, and Viv.
mine would be possibly Kuldeep Sen. I mean, I won't retain him immediately,
Yeah,
depending on
RTM. Okay,
yeah,
fair
but possibly RTMs because I don't see Sandeep Sharma going for more than 4 CR in the auction
Yeah,
because
I agree
lately
with
he
him
hasn't
also.
really been.
Fair enough. What was he came in as a replacement, right? So we can't judge his price. But I think
Yeah,
Viv makes a fair point. 4 CR might be around that, might be just less than that.
yeah.
So
Nandre
Kevin,
Burger would be another RTM.
RTM, fair enough. Nandre Burger. Kevin, your RTM options. Are you considering Joss Bhai as an RTM, or are you completely leaving
No,
him
I'll try
out?
to buy him back. I'll try to buy him back. If I get
Okay,
him, I'll take him. If I don't, no, I would like to go for Avish Khan as one RTM
fair
because I want
enough.
a fast bowler. I don't have any fast bowler, and I would
That's
like to go. It'll be Avish Khan slash Chahal, whoever I can get.
okay.
Yeah, I was about to say that Chahal would be another candidate for RTM
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the second,
and Ash as well.
yeah,
Ashwin.
Kevin, for you as well, Ashwin.
no, for me it'll be. I'll try to get Jurel if he can come.
Shurel, okay. Chehel slash Ashwin. Sorry, you'll have to slash it here because Kuldeep Sen is your
Yeah,
uncapped. So, Jurel is your second option. I would say, yeah, Jurel
Yeah,
for me
Jurel
as well.
slash Josh Butler is my second. What I feel that they'll do.
Yeah, in fact, I would get Butler for sure instead of Jurel, and then I will think about Jurel later on. But yeah,
yeah.
mm,
Here I feel that hopefully RR is unable to retain Chahal and Ashwin because Mumbai desperately needs a spinner, and for the past 3 years we haven't had a good spinner except for our wily old man who is younger than Virat Kohli, Piyush Chawla. So,
so called younger than Virat Kohli, Piyush Chawla. Yeah.
so,
I think this
so
is
yeah,
again
I
a
feel
fair list. Fair list. Everybody has put in their names, and I think it's pretty fair. Sanju, Parag, Jaiswal, all that stuff. Yeah.
Ashwin will fit very well in Mumbai because lower down the order at 7, 8, 9, or once in a while if you need a number 3, he can
Ashwin to
always chip in.
CSK?
So
Ashwin to CSK by any chance?
You said Sundar to CSK. You can't have five off spinners in one team.
No. If in case like Ashwin is coming cheaper, definitely they'll go for Ashwin.
I mean, Ashwin is coming
if
cheaper than Sundar, but yeah.
I'm
if they
surprised
have
that we
5 off
have
spinners in that team, then then Virender Sehwag will come out of retirement.
Definitely.
yeah, and I'm
Definitely.
surprised that we have Navdeep Saini and nobody's spoken about him. I don't know what happened to him.
He's gone
Completely
missing.
disappeared.
He's gone missing,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
He was in form for the Dulip Trophy,
Dulip
by the way,
Trophy, yeah, I saw him play the Dulip Trophy, so yeah,
both
maybe.
with the bat and ball.
Oh, yeah, he batted with Mushir Khan, if I'm correct.
Yeah, yeah.
He hung in there for a long time.
Uh,
Last two teams
yeah.
remaining. Kevin, do you want to go to the champions, Kolkata Knight Riders? Again, this could be a long discussion depending on the options. They have Russell, Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan, Venkatesh Iyer, Shreyas Iyer, Rinku Singh. I haven't even come to say Harshit Rana, Phil Salt, Mitchell Stark. That's it, I think. I mean, you can add Nitish Rana as well in case you want to, but that's a lot of options. Jeez.
I want to see how smart is Surya Kumar Yadav. Does he play Harshit Rana or no? Especially the way that we've dominated Bangladesh. Does he need to ensure that Harshit Rana is capped?
I
But
think he will be
assuming he
capped by
gets, of
the
course, in the
end of
third
this
game,
series.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
by
third
the end
match
of
he'll
this.
definitely get capped. So for me, the first retention, I think Russell.
Fair enough. Same for me. Russell
Sec-
Muscle 18
yeah,
CR.
second
Second
Shreyas
is
Iyer for sure.
Iyer.
Yeah,
Shreyas Iyer, we have to confirm that
Shreyas
because there
Iyer.
is another Iyer in the team as well.
Yeah,
Viv, do you agree with these two or you have Shreyas Iyer as the top?
no, he's not
So
taking.
Shreyas Iyer is actually third for me,
Okay.
and because he like as a captain he did well, but
As a batter, he didn't
wow,
have a great start.
as it is famously said, one six doesn't win you a game, one captain doesn't win you a game or a
Yeah.
trophy.
Yeah.
And I feel the Russell and Nareen will split the amount, so 16 CR for Russell and Nareen.
Okay. And
And uncapped Vaibhav Arora would be a strong candidate for uncapped.
fair enough. Who is my 11 crore is Rinku. Kevin, what about you?
Rinku Singh for sure.
And who is your RTM?
Our team for Narayan.
Narayan, obviously. One RTM is gone there. Uh, you have two more RTMs. One of them has to be an uncapped. So I agree with Vaibhav Arora as one of the uncapped because who else do you have? Ramandeep Singh is an option and Angakrish Raghuvanshi is an option. But
I,
Vaibhav Arora, I would suggest better option. Yeah.
I think they'll go for Angresh Raghuvanshi.
Raghuvanshi.
Yeah,
And who is Phil Salt, Chakravarti. Oh, I forgot my favorite CV Varun. So
Yeah.
he has to be there.
yeah. For me, it's a Narayan slash CV Varun. I feel. Yeah, I think we'll go with CV Varun only because KKR loyalty.
Correct. And what about
Yeah.
with your two RTMs? CV Varun, I think, is one.
Varun Rinku.
Rinku.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
No place
I
for Phil
don't,
Salt,
I mean,
unfortunately.
yeah, can you just go back to the team
Yeah.
once? Is there anyone else? Yeah, so I guess those will be the ones. Yeah.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
do you by chance see Venki Iyer being brought back through RTM?
I think
Uh,
they'll try to buy back most of the
buy
players,
him
but I
back.
don't
Yeah.
see. And I
Yeah.
Yeah.
won't be
Or
surprised
we
if
have
he's. Yeah, I feel that they'll like Mumbai. I think they'll do all six retentions. Maybe they'll not do an RTM for the uncapped player, but I feel they'll do all five. They won't take
I
that
mean,
chance.
yeah, KKR have been historically
Yeah,
doing all the available retentions, like whether it was 14, 18, or 22. So you never know.
what if they do a troll and ask Stark to be the third retention? Take a massive pay cut.
Half the money what he got in the last auction. Last
Yeah.
team,
I mean,
we
he
can,
played less than half the matches the way Mitchell Stark should be playing. So,
yeah.
statistically, it doesn't seem a good decision, but from an impact perspective, I think the only game that he didn't play, they lost to Punjab. Punjab chased 260 or 240, and it
260.
was
yeah.
yeah
260.
260. So I,
Yeah,
from
but
an
the
impact
one game he
perspective,
actually did play well was the finals. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the
And
finals
and
and the
he got the
qualifier.
big wicket, the biggest wicket probably of the final. Travis said out for a duck,
No,
yeah,
no,
right?
no.
Oh, no,
He
no,
got
no, no.
bold.
the
That was
qualifier.
Vaibhav Arora, sorry.
Yeah, it was in the qualifier, and he got Abhishek Sharma in the finals.
Correct, correct, correct.
Ah,
With
yeah,
that
bold, top
classic,
of off.
yeah, classic top of off. I kept the last team as that the last team because we have no
Because it has
retention.
just two retentions.
No retentions. They might have some retentions. Let's discuss. I think Kevin has some strong views on Punjab Kings. Who are the options? Arshdeep, Geeswar Abada,
I think
Jitesh,
they have good
maybe,
good
Harpreet.
options, honestly, because but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether they'll retain. But for me, if I was with Ricky
Shashank.
Ponting, I would go Liam Livingston 18, 14 for Arshdeep, 11 for Rabada.
Wait a minute. I will just format this. I think I'm copying your list, but I
Yeah,
am pretty sure they are not doing that. But I would have done that.
yeah.
Let's remove
Yeah,
this.
I'll suggest what I would like to do is I'll say that again.
Living
So Livingstone,
Stone,
I'll do Rabada at
Arshdeep.
14 actually because in case he doesn't do well, I have the option to release him and free up 14
But
crores
I
cap
don't think
space.
Arshdeep agrees at 11.
I'm not sure. Like, let's see.
Arshdeep
So
definitely has already picked up 3 wickets in this game as well. He definitely doesn't agree with
okay, we can
11.
do it up and down, but my point is that if Rabada is on the downfall, so in case if he doesn't do well, I can always release him and free up the
Yeah, but
cap
I think
space.
11 is also a good amount to release, right? Next season.
Yeah.
I think
So
Viv doesn't agree with us because he said two
Yeah.
retentions. What are those?
So for me, Arshdeep would be number one,
Okay,
and Shashank Singh would be the
good
uncapped.
uncapped. If he agrees at
But
four,
yeah, so I don't feel that Arshdeep deserves 18. So we would have to have a talk that you're the only person, only cap player being retained, but you would say get around 13, 14 CR, and the balance 4 can be adjusted for Shashank because he
Shashank,
would
fair
go
enough.
for around 7 to
7,
8
8
CR or
in
so.
the
So
option. Yeah, that
between those, you finish 18 CR for two players, 22 CR for two players. So an average of 11 CR for both seems very rational. And then 4 would be for RTMs.
four.
Possible Ashutosh Sharma, but then depends on what his form is at that point of time. I mean, we don't
Yeah,
really have, haven't really seen much of him lately.
yeah. Who are your RTM options? You're considering Livingstone?
Uh, Mainly Rabada, and can you go to that file?
Yes, I will. Rabada, yeah.
So
Arshdeep, Rabada.
Rabada, Sam Karan, Jitesh Sharma, Prabhsimran Singh. They do have quite a few Purple Patel. So they do have a few decent options for RTM, but none of them who like would command 18, 14 CR or 11 CR or 18 CR.
Mhm, mhm.
So they will be available for cheaper.
Yeah. What else we had? Harshal Patel and Prab Simran. Whatever they feel are in decent money, they can consider those. Kevin, what are you retaining Shashank at 4 CR if he agrees?
yeah,
You can
if
give
he
him more
agrees,
money if you want.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
that's
the
true.
max I can afford to give him is six. I don't think
Six,
more than
sir,
more.
six. I would
Yes,
do
more
that.
than six.
Yeah, I think he might get more than that in an auction.
Yeah.
Around
So
7 and 8, I would say.
yeah, because the
yeah.
reason I say he won't get more than six is he's 33 by the time the IPL starts, and around that age, with just one season to back, I don't know how good his domestic record is as well.
Mhm.
For my RTMs, it's either Shashank or Prabhsimran, one of them, and then Harpreet Brar for me. He got I think 3.2 crores last time. So as an
Correct.
all-rounder, and because you're Punjabi, I think that'll be a good thing. But this is what I feel that they should do. But as much as we know Punjab, I think it makes more sense for them to not retain even a single player. They can just do two uncapped and go into the auction because I don't see Arshdeep going for 18 crores in the
Correct.
mega auction. I don't think any
Correct.
team would want to pay 18 crores for Arshdeep Singh.
Yeah, I mean, we
So
discussed that Shami is not going to go for 18 CR. So Arshdeep, I mean, he's young, obviously, Arshdeep, but
yeah,
Arshdeep is probably the number two bowler in India right now.
India, yeah, that is
yeah, but
I
true.
still
mean,
because he's just a swing. When I'm in the mega auction and I need a death bowler, I need
no,
a
Arshdeep is
bowler.
a wonderful death bowler. I mean, the Yorkers that he has been nailing over the last season.
Yeah, but he had an excellent we can say World Cup in the West Indies, but and the pitches that he's going to play, Punjab is one of the biggest stadiums that we have. But in
Yeah.
Mumbai, I don't think he'll be that effective. RCB, no. Chennai, I think he'll be really effective if he goes to. So from that perspective, I don't think teams would want him to be that one solution to all their problems. So 18 crores, I'm not sure. But that's the reason I feel that if Punjab doesn't retain a single play and does all RTMs, nobody's going to complain. But the way Ricky Ponting made a statement, I feel he'll try to see if he can but if they retain, I think they should do three retentions or do all RTMs because of the 18-4-14-11 scenario. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting
Yeah.
thing. But
Karan.
yeah, the RTM options, who are your, for me, it's Prab Simran could be a one, but that's your second RTM uncapped done. So I'll have to make a slash here. Who is the other player I can consider for an RTM? Interesting.
Ritesh Sharma for matter if you want to make
I
him
don't think.
captain.
No, Jitesh Sharma, captain. What are you talking about? I don't
Ashutosh
know.
Sharma.
No, but the problem is here is my one uncapped. Here is my second uncapped. I can't do another RTM for an uncapped, so I have to either
Yeah,
go
so
Karan or
Harpreet
Harshal.
slash
Yeah, I can put
one
in a
more slash.
slash here, Shutosh.
So
But
whoever you get for the budgeted amount,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
whoever comes up first in the auction.
yeah. Kevin, Punjab Kings have contacted you, so you keep giving us inside information about what Ricky Ponting is doing, because it could end up that Ricky Ponting finally does something good for the Punjab Kings, because they haven't reached the playoffs from 2014. Can 2025 be their year? We never know.
Yeah, the
Let's.
only if Punjab doesn't retain Livingstone, I think the only thing is the only solution that I would have is maybe they're looking at Matthew Short or they're looking at Glenn Maxwell. That is the only
Okay,
possible
as a
explanation I have
yeah, buying a player in
as
the
an
auction.
all-rounder. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
I
think
think
Liam Livingston somehow they have to retain or RTM, because he seems to be a good option.
yeah,
Yeah. So
That's it.
before we conclude
Yeah.
the discussion as a whole, I would
Yeah.
just like to ask both of you three predictions outside of the retentions for you. For example, the first one that I mean, Kevin and I are left with two, since both of our first prediction was that Kohli will be captain once again.
Okay.
yeah.
So I guess we can share
Yeah.
three let's say breaking news or highlight points or
Fair enough.
yeah.
Mhm.
I will start with one. Rohit Sharma not getting retained with Mumbai Indians is one of the news which I am coming out with. Kevin, let's go. Do you have anything in mind?
I was thinking Rohit Sharma getting retained would be a
A big
prediction. After
news.
all the talk and all, Rohit Sharma going back to Mumbai Indians, I
Hmm.
think. So it'd be the breaking news is like this: either Sky as Mumbai captain or Rohit Sharma being, retained.
Hmm.
It's like that is going to be for me a prediction.
Okay. I will go ahead. I think KL Rahul comes back in the auction. I don't think Sanjeev Goenka is retaining him. Again, prediction. I'm not sure. That's my second. Do you have anything,
So my
Kevin?
second
Yeah, Viv, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So my second is that either of the two all-rounders, Maxwell or Ashwin, will come to Mumbai.
Maxwell or
Oh,
Ashwin
Like
to
off
Mumbai.
spinning batsmen. So off spinning
Fair
pinch
enough.
hitters.
Fair
I think
enough.
Chahal to RCB. Chahal to RCB.
Chahal to RCB. That's a big news. Chahal to RCB. What else? What else I can go ahead with? I think, as I said, Rohit is not getting retained. Rohit is going to Punjab Kings with Ricky Ponting with a huge purse. Rohit Sharma to Punjab Kings. Let's put it out there. I hope Rohit
My
Sharma
third
goes
one
to
is that
RCB. Yeah,
my third one is that the costliest player of the last auction, Mitchell Stark, does not play this year.
that could be true, because there is an Ashes
I mean, he
waiting
has
this
made
year.
enough money to live for the rest of his life in the last 1 year, so
Yeah,
he
yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't really need to participate again.
the Chris Morris thing, right? He got 16.25 CR in an auction. He retired. After that season, he
Yeah, yeah,
retired from all forms of cricket.
Yeah, because
Great.
he had a streak. His auction price never decreased. It was always
Yeah,
on the up, so he wanted to maintain that.
that's why
But yeah,
he just retired. Kevin, do you have anything last words to end
I
this
was,
stream? Two
I was
hours,
gonna
17 minutes long
I was gonna
discussion
say
on the
David
IPL.
Warner. I was gonna say David Warner unsold, but then but
You can
it's
go
it's
ahead
too
and say
big.
that,
It's too.
because see,
I think
whatever
we can
comes
make
true.
that
Yeah,
prediction. After the retentions are
retentions.
done.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
By
I'll
the
be
way,
surprised if
31st
possibly,
October. Yeah.
possibly Faf or Warner or Maxwell, either of these three can also go to Punjab as captaincy candidates because
Correct.
they will have a big purse. So, and for a completely new team, although Warner is not that much in form, you might want an experienced campaigner to be the captain. So,
Correct. Why
you
not?
the third prediction want to make is that it's bold, but Hardik back into the auction.
Hardik back into the auction. This is
If he's not
such a
given captaincy, then I think Hardik back into the auction makes sense. And I think
fair
it'll be a
enough.
good decision also.
Fair enough. 15, 16, 17, 18. How much? 17. I would say 17 for Hardik
I think
in the
18
auction.
crores is first
17, 18.
retention
Yeah.
price. Yeah, first
Yeah.
retention
17, 18
price
in the
is,
auction.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Whichever of these predictions come true will be cut into a reel and posted on Instagram, so that that guy can enjoy his time for fame. We are just in time before the India batting starts, and I would suggest Kevin to go and watch Sanju Samson's batting,
I,
because, as we all
I
know, he's
think
a big fan.
I think by the time this call gets over, he'll be back in the dugout.
You never know. 2 hours, 18 minutes, 50 seconds. Such a long
Yeah.
discussion. IPL 2025 retention done and dusted for us, but actual retention will happen on 31st October 5 p.m. IST. So once the list is out as to which team has retained which players, we will have another discussion as to why this team did that and why they didn't listen to us, because see, we are the experts. That's
Yeah.
it for today. Thank you very much for joining us on Cricket Adda episode 11, Addicts. Do like, share and subscribe. I'm ending the stream right now.